Starting now, and it's going to be Anna, Ilari, Winston for Toronto Defiant. No surprises here. Nightmare again going to try and his Kiri Lucio Sojourn this time. Early dink. Makes Merit low. They're going to keep rotating around. They need to try and find a way to intercept for backline here. They're making their way across point. Sliding from Seeker. Catches Vega straight away. Bit of help from CJ. And this time the backline has been caught by Toronto. They're going to go immediately down. CJ has been traded though, so it's not quite over yet. You can see Toronto Defiant trying to keep some of their space. But Nightmare, they think they have enough of an advantage. They're just going to force point. Brig swap for Vega.
Perfect shift there from Seeker, going where the backline is headed rather than going on top of them. Low damage for him to take. Easy pinch there for him. Really nice heads-up play there from Seeker to catch the backline of Toronto Defiant. The Brig swap, that is clever from Vega to try and keep himself alive, but it appears that it is just not going to pay off for him as he instantly gets caught inside Infected's bubble. Merit, however, he trades out, takes down Infected, and the loss of a tank, that's a huge deal for the side of Nightmare. Zero needs to start stalling the point quickly or not at all, because as that circle fills up, there's going to be more and more pressure to touch. Again, someone jumps forward, blocks off the backline of Nightmare, but his bubble is breaking, and with only the heals of RuPaul, Seeker is actually able to take someone down. Really nice recovery here from Nightmare, stabilizing the fight, keeping the pressure up too. They go all the way. Seeker, he's shifting in. Oh, Merit, he's so good for the trades though.
I think you might be slightly ahead of me. 45%, 46%, 47%, 48%, 49%, 50%. 51%.
Cool. Carry on.
Beautiful. All right, so connects again there. They got more cleanup on the way, and Nightmare, they win 2 of these fights, but they win 2 of these fights, and now they have their massive bank of ultimates. Kitsune Rush, Beat, Primal, all coming up. They've had a hard time living already the Toronto Defiant backline, and that's only going to get harder. Might need to be a defensive nano from RuPaul here as they try and make their approach. RuPaul going to swing out on this left-hand side, bit more space. Merit's in main. Vega playing between both of them, trying to keep them both safe. Infected, trying to get information. Sugar Free and someone going to take the first engage. It's an aggressive nano, but here comes the dive. CJ's going to TP2 his Winston. They Kirio. It goes mostly into a wall, but a Primal to chase. Defensive nade. Sleep is missed by RuPaul. Infected still on the hunt. The backline's rotating. Bob comes out as well. Merit is low in the air. He jumps up. The pocket's coming through. Insane pocket from the Toronto backline. Merit just won't go down. Infected now has to turn, look after his own backline. Seeker does get the trade, but someone, he's chasing, but the TP away. Neither Winston can find the value. Someone won't leave CJ alone, but CJ, he's finally caught. Rally on point now from Vega, trying to keep him alive. Seeker comes to deal with someone, but they've managed to stabilize on point. And what an insane survive here. But Seeker, he's got more. Overclock in the bank. 1 onto RuPaul, 2 onto RuPaul, takes him down. Headshot onto Merit as well. Body shot onto Sugar Free, forces for recall. They've given the flip though, and there's not enough left from Nightmare. They don't have the bodies for it.
Oh, Seeker, he pulled out that overclock after holding it for so long, and it just was not the moment for the clutch. He hit every shot, but it wasn't enough. CJ, though, he gets this opening pick onto Merit, and that is massive. Absolutely huge. Fast flip for Nightmare, and Toronto, now they're going to have to stagger the touch. 4v5. This is an insane position for Nightmare to be in. Someone, he's jumped over to the point. We can see now, anti-nade lands from RuPaul. Oh, Infected slept up in the back as well. Things are starting to look a little dicey for the side of Nightmare. Merit will be back so soon, but Sugar Free goes down. RuPaul 90% on the nano boost. There is a very real chance that he gets the counter nano. Someone, he catches the nano. That is going to keep him alive. Infected now 85% on his own primal rage, but Toronto, they need to keep touching the point. Admiral takes down Merit. Merit dies again, and the pulse onto someone. This could be the deal. Yep. Deal sealed for Nightmare. Really good first round. High tempo Lucio Kiriko Sojourn gameplay. This is Seeker's bread and butter. Sojourn, arguably his best hit scan. So good at finding the angles, getting value in the neutral game. And again, Nightmare cutting down Toronto Defiant. Love to see that. Much more competitive than yesterday's match, eh?
Yeah. Way closer. Way closer. And now we're going to see a swap of comp potentially from Toronto here, pressing the Malga. We obviously are on Mecha base, so all of these brawlier comps so good, especially if you can give a hold. Nightmare maybe aren't expecting this though if they're going to stay in the same comp, because I think once Nightmare get to mid and realize they run into a Malga, they're going to realize they're going to have a very tough time. Infected's going to be under so much pressure here. He can't afford to get caught by the Malga, can't afford to face check him. Difficult fight now for Infected. And are they just going to swap, or are they going to take the fight?
I mean, it's such a different matchup, but I think for Infected, with no vertical plane to play around, it will be really difficult for him to find value. This is all one big straight line. This is really something where someone is going to be able to close that gap. Merit on the Cassidy as well. That's a lot of pressure. In comes the pin onto Seeker. Suzu thrown extremely wide by CJ, and then he TPs into the danger zone. We see CJ, he's on a sliver of HP. Will he survive this one? He's actually passively healing back up to full right now. Infected goes down, Merit taken out, and it is looking like Toronto, they have won this first fight. Not clean at all, but they have managed it. Nightmare though, I mean, look, this Winston comp, it's so hard into the Malga on a map where you can't jump away.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly why Infected's swapping right now. He's going to go over onto the Malga mirror. Seeker's going to match onto the cast now. So we're going to get a full mirror, but of course, because of those swaps, we're going to be slightly behind. But High Noon isn't all that far behind, but the cage is a notable gap. We're going to come into this next fight now. Beat slightly ahead for Vega as well. They're going to swing out the far side here, Nightmare. So they get space for free. Both Malgas trying to get that burn damage on each other. Zera's just trying to get pocketed towards point, with Sugar Free keeping him in check, and Infected looks like he wants to make the first move here.
Infected over to the Malga, Seeker over to the Cassidy, a pure mirror. Pulse Bomb for Sugar Free could be a big deal here. Shout forced out from someone really early. Massive health advantage here for Nightmare. Suzu, Shout, all the cards falling in Nightmare's flavor. They're in that neutral. Oh, favor, not flavor. We're not eating anyone here. And the pin comes in from Infected. Someone is probably going to get away from that one, but this is a really good retake for Nightmare. Seeker getting that pick onto Vega. That was huge. Massive advantage. Even though Seeker got the pick on Vega, somehow Admiral is the one that's behind on beat. Only 78% to the beat drop. Whereas Toronto Defiant, they have double support ultimate. Seeker, if he plays the long angle though, he can get a High Noon, and that could really slow down. Oh, he's going to go for it.
Oh, he just gets deleted by someone, though. Zero gets the Pulse Bomb trade, but Malga advantages so much. Beat pushing as well. Admiral's still not quite there, so they will get this retake. Toronto have to spend both support ults for it, but really it'll just come to that High Noon. If they didn't get that kill right then, right there, Seeker maybe swings that fight massively the other way. But it works out for Toronto in the end. They get the retake. They now have to worry about this beat timing, though, because cage v cage, but a beat advantage. Big opportunity here for Nightmare.
Yeah. Honestly, that High Noon play, I mean, it's so risky to open with a High Noon in a Malga mirror. The fact that the Malga can pin onto you, cancel your ult, so dangerous. Cage comes out from someone, but he's actually in a lot of trouble. He's locked himself in a dangerous situation, unable to run away. The counterbeat from Admiral is perfect. Suzu's still in the back pocket, means that Sugar Free's pulse is going to get nothing, and this is just a Nightmare sweep right now. 2 ahead in the fight. They're going to start putting bodies on the point as soon as they take down Merit. Seeker just clicking heads. Perfect fight there for Nightmare.
And now we've gone through all the ults. We're going to be basically back at a neutral start off as we did originally. Looking for early pressure here, Seeker. Any early headshots or picks would be massive. Zero does have that pulse bomb advantage as well. Could go for a more high value one, but could also just use it to try and force an early Suzu or something. And it's actually a Genji swap from Sugar Free here. So now Sugar Free can do something Zero can't. He can get more involved in this frontline trade. He can use the deflect on that shout timing to help someone win this health trade.
Yeah, the Genji, it is a really nice swap, can apply so much pressure. Seeker coming up on another High Noon, but Infected, he's so low. Really early shot from someone. It appears to be totally valuable as Nightmare, they just fall apart. Zero with a quick little pulse jacks there, but God, Nightmare, maybe they needed to play space a little bit more there. They played too close to the choke. Sugar Free just able to get on top of them. Zero matching the Genji pick right away. He sees that energy, he thinks, I need a little bit of that too. We're in the same position here with Vega. He's ahead on the support ultimate. Are we going to see another pick from Seeker to open things up? Genji actually dashing in behind. Sugar Free going super aggressive on the inside, and now things are looking different with this High Noon trade. Seeker manages to survive, but Admiral is the one to go down. Admiral, he was so close to the beat, but somehow Nightmare, they may be doing it. 3 versus 3, health bars are so low, but maybe there's nobody able to clutch this out. Seeker, he hits the headshot, the body shot follow-up, but it's not enough to secure the kill. Zero, he does get the touch, and Admiral will soon be back. Is there going to be a touch on the point though? Is Ollie able to do it? No.
Oh, he's got it! He's got the beat off!
Oh my God, he gets the beat off too!
But there's only the 2 of them. Infected's going to be back soon. Hiding on the top from Merit. Admiral will go down. Now Infected can get the touch. 30% away from Cage, and that's probably too far to get it. Merit has just got to be free firing on this high ground, and they will finish it. Sugar Free with the blade too. Nearly had the clutch, but that previous fight, Max, if Admiral was only slightly closer to beat, they nearly won it without the beat. But if they had the beat...
Poor Admiral there, so close to clutching it out, and then again he makes it for the touch, but there's not quite enough for him. Really, so close. Seeker is having an insane game today. We're seeing every time we're in his POV, he is clicking heads. He is doing so much work, but the Nightmare, I mean, their backline, maybe they're just 5% behind on the ults, and it's making such a difference.
We're going to go back over to more of a Winston mirror here. Now, Downtown, always been a very Anna Brig Winston type map. Nightmare are going to run the Kiri Lucio version here. We saw them have success on Sanctuary, but it's a bit of a different matchup here, and there's going to be less chasing them around, trying to catch them as they rotate away. This is a much more high ground orientated one, and we're going to see Toronto do their patented TP onto high ground to get their Anna Brig Ash all the way up here. They're going to bubble just to rotate behind them here, and this forces for rotate, so they get them out of high ground already, Nightmare. They basically flip the map, and now Toronto are going to keep giving space to his backline, set him up as far away as possible, try and give time for Merit and RuPaul to find value.
Jeez. I think Toronto's comp here, it's just that little bit stronger. Nightmare, they're in a really rough spot here with this Lucio Kiriko comp. This is such a good map for the Brigida, for the Ash. You see this aggressive dive going for the backline up on the high ground. If they can hold this position, if they don't overcommit, this could actually be huge for them. The fact that Toronto has been dropped to the ground, that's a really big deal. Seeker now, he's charged off the rail. He's dropping in behind. Infected, he's hitting so much cleave, and somehow, they're not able to close it out. Nightmare, they were so close. Zero takes down RuPaul. Perhaps it's not over yet. Infected, he's hitting so... there it is. It's over. Toronto Defiant, the fact that they dropped their backline to the low ground there, it gave Nightmare a very real chance. They dropped in onto the Toronto backline, but it just wasn't enough. I really do think that if they'd waited another second, they could have had it. If they just had one more cooldown, one proper dive onto the supports, they would have had it. They had the angle, but they just weren't able to close it out.
Always a timer on these dives for Nightmare because someone on Sugar Free is doing so much damage in the back. Now an initial bubble in, they're going to have to Suzu infect his back jump. Seeker's going to catch a nade and burns to death. Nothing they can do about that. Merit's going to catch Zero on the way out too, and now they take this aggressive position. Someone's keen to get more if he can. He's going to have a little bit of a look, but they're going to reset up right now, get themselves back onto high ground and look to do more of the same. Ult's now coming online for everyone except Seeker, really.
Bravo, RuPaul. Bravo, Merit. These nade into dynamite combos taking down poor Seeker. What can you do? It's such a difficult ask now for Nightmare to retake this. Toronto, they have all of these ults that can be used to counter out the dive. They have the position. Another one! Did I mention Bravo, RuPaul? Without even using an ultimate, Toronto have collapsed. I mean, Nightmare have collapsed. Toronto taking them down all off the back of RuPaul with these unbelievable nades. This is so tough for the retake now.
5 ults on the side of Toronto. They've got everything they could possibly want to deal with this. The Kitsune rush for beat. There's still scary timings here, but they're up against it, Nightmare. You see someone hiding. Any checkers? Zero. Doesn't see the Winston come in, but they're actually quite far away. Still gets the engage onto CJ early. Suzu TP force straight away. CJ's now vulnerable for a period of time. They're going to use both supporters at the same time. Nightmare coming out here. Nano defensively onto Merit, but Bob is out, and you just seen this overwhelming ult advantage. Merit is turbocharged. He's taking heads. He's taking names. Infected's found one trade here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Merit is still just walking around. They've got everything under control. It's going to be 100-0. Only RuPaul traded in the end, and Toronto on top.
Such a shame. Toronto on top yet again. I mean, that first fight, that was the one that we really needed to see Nightmare win before the ults start to come into play, before the defensive position of the Ana Brig can just start to crush Nightmare's Lucio composition. It was so close too, but as soon as the ult cycle started, there was no hope for the side of Nightmare because it's so easy to defend with the Ana Brig Ash on that point. Everywhere you go, there will be a Winston, there will be a nade, there will be a dynamite. There's so much distance that needs to be covered. Nightmare now, I can only imagine that they're going to go to more Lucio-centric maps. They're going to be avoiding high ground maps at all costs. If they see Ana Brig Winston, they might burst into tears. But I think if they're playing this for a win, if they're playing for the long haul, they need to protect the picks. They need to pick an escort map next. Perhaps again, we will see them go to the Circuit Royale. We saw that they had a Circuit Royale cheese comp, and that will protect Dorado. That will avoid Dorado from being pickable for the remainder of the series. So I really think Nightmare, they should probably bring us to something like a Circuit Royale. Maybe even a Shambali if they've lost confidence in the cheese comp, because they need to avoid Winston at all costs.
Also, we did see Toronto, even though they won Shambali yesterday against NRG, they did get full held there as well. So I think there's at least a little bit of a blueprint, a little bit of a template there for how to play against Toronto on Shambali. It's not a map they've had success on So options here for Nightmare. Already at least, I mean, it was close enough the first time, right? They've not got close enough to take a map, but the Koth wasn't a 200-0, so we're at least trending upwards right now for Nightmare.
Oh, jeez. Merit, I mean, this highlight reel is just disgusting. The guy is an absolute turret on the Ash. Every time you put the camera on him, he just delivers. He starts hitting headshot after headshot. CJ Seeker taken down, no resistance whatsoever. Oh, someone said slop. Goodbye.
That's reasonable. I think the big problem will be that because Toronto had those problems on Shambali, they had a bit of those problems on the circuit. They know what to expect from Nightmare on circuit. They probably talked about the Shambali after yesterday, so those maps that initially seemed quite good might now be a little bit harder to play Toronto on. Toronto not a team just to stand still, always want to adapt and to change and to try and improve. So I think we'll see more of that here as well. Not going to be an easy way through Nightmare at any point, and it will be Runa Sappy actually, so Nightmare go in a very different direction in all of this. Not what I would have anticipated from him here. Not exactly sure what they have lined up or what they're going to play here. Do they just do more of the same type of matchup we just saw? As much as they had a bit more success, I really don't know if it's the optimal version here. Winston and a Brig all available. What's this, Albert? Yeah. So True Infected should be up there since he's buyout funded our stage 3 roster rework. Blah, blah, blah. You could say he's actually responsible for NRG's performance. Oh, good one. All right. Okay, and Winston, Tracer, Sombra. On the side of Nightmare here. Malga on the other side. Farah Cass going to be committed by Toronto. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Toronto actually just happy to take more of a Winston mirror in the end on this one. They did have issues yesterday playing the Tracer Sombra themselves on this map, so they've swapped the comp now to the Malga version. Will make Infected's life still very hard, but Seeker will get so much ult farm off of this Malga. It can be really difficult if a Farah didn't say drop into his head and immediately one-shot him. That's going to put them, obviously, on the back foot. Will be a clean first fight. And maybe they don't need to swap. Maybe they can just do this. Maybe they're just going to be in pole position. Taking the early cart push. You see someone set up quite early, actually, with Vega. Seeing if he can find a time to engage or a time to go in. Rockets coming in from Sugar Free, trying to keep this backline check. He's actually going to get caught here. They just took the Malga mirror at the earliest possible opportunity here, Nightmare. And an immediate response from Zero Equalizer. And because they actually lost that first fight so quickly, Toronto aren't even really that far ahead on any of the ults. A slight support ult advantage, but should be manageable here. Should be manageable for Nightmare to get themselves back into it. And they'll get themselves on the front foot. And this initial cart push available. Just going to go into a slow, pokey part of the fight again. No ults coming up just yet. Maybe Vega, RuPaul are the closest ones. Nightmare might have to be ready to take a bit of a backstab while they do that. In the meantime, just spamming and farming through main. Possible opportunities to go for a flank or some type of play. But for Toronto, they've nearly got no support ult, so they can just focus on building those for this next fight.
Yeah, geez, I did not realize that we were 2 minutes into a map right now. The slop took hold and nobody in the chat seemed to have noticed. So that is unbelievable. I'm so sorry for the people tuning in for the game. RuPaul coming up on the Kitsune rush, 90% on the beat drop as well for the side of Toronto. We can see them just posturing up the hill. Mirrored Kitsune rushes on either side, but Vega with an Ajax? Absolute fucking cinema, ladies and gentlemen. Vega with an Ajax to help Nightmare roll the cart closer and closer to the checkpoint. Gotta be happy with that. What a time to tune in. Why even bother with the neutral fight when you can skip straight to the ult exchange and just watch Vega fuck it up? So that is perfect now. And Nightmare, they're in pole position. They have the high noon for the long sideline. They've got the barrage. They have the beat because Admiral didn't fucking Ajax his. So this is amazing.
And an Ana swap now from RuPaul, not something we see all that commonly. Obviously, we'll have a lot of nade value. Nano boost is always a good ult with a Pharah or even with a Mauga, but it means they won't have this Suzu for a frontline trade. We'll see how that works out in practice here. Trying to get a bit of an angle here, Sugar Free, just trying to work his spam onto that Mauga. But that beat advantage for Nightmare means Toronto have to consider just being disengaged. But it's a flank from Sugar Free right now. Is he in behind? No, he's going to go through. Slam comes through. Barrage chance now. It connects onto Seeker. Sugar Free with the finish, but Admiral does have the beat. High Noon from Merit will execute Infected, but here comes Zero with the barrage. It's massive, actually. 2 for 0. Does get naded and all of that, but now it's just RuPaul and someone. They're going to have to try and get out here. Zero keen to put more damage onto that. Has got the full pocket. RuPaul should be far enough away, but more meter progress here for Nightmare.
Real rough one there for Nightmare at the start. Seeker having such a difficult time getting these high noons off. Note that RuPaul has already charged up the nano boost, and this is a terrifying ultimate. Will the Kitsune Rush actually be enough to weather that storm? Because a nano Pharah is so scary. Oh, the cage comes out though. The cage, everyone pushing into it. There's 5 players for Toronto Defiant in that cage, and I don't think that the Ana brawls well enough inside that. I think RuPaul should be in a lot of trouble right now. Merit going down, someone on only a sliver of HP, and it looks like he's going to be running away up the jump pad. RuPaul, someone both so low, and the trades, they are going in favor of Nightmare. Someone, he misses the stomp as well. I'd say that Mauga probably one of his weaker heroes, to be frank. And Nightmare, I mean, they've won another ult exchange. I think they used less ultimates in that fight. They didn't even use the Kitsune Rush. CJ must have gone down early. Toronto, they invested the cage, they invested the nano boost. Nightmare, they only needed to use cage. We see swaps coming out now, someone over to the Diva, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for them, because they're really losing this map fight by fight again and again. Every exchange not going in their favor, and this is a good map for the Mauga.
Exactly. Kitsune Rush now coming around the corner. No beat available for Vega yet. Will die before getting to that one. So again, Nightmare get their man. They get themselves round this corner. The rest of Toronto Defiant, no speed boost, but they've managed to get themselves back safe. The Diva here can do a lot to try and mitigate the Mauga after his stomps. But if they can find these picks on his timing still, Toronto are going to be on the back foot. They do have this beat coming back for Nano, but a high noon swing from Seeker pushes them all back into the room, looking for some kind of boot, some kind of something, but nothing's going. Ashley gets slept in return. Someone might pounce on this now, going for it. So Seeker under a lot of pressure. Beat comes through, and they should now be able to overwhelm Nightmare. One pick already. Nade onto the Mauga should finish that one. And Toronto, they get their hold, but 111 meters down.
Oh, I mean, Vega, they're charging at the Cassidy at the 11th hour. For a second there, I thought we were about to see a second Ajax. But I mean, Nightmare, you've got to be happy with that. They've pushed 111 meters there. Toronto, they kept kiting, they kept backing up. So for every ult invested by Nightmare, they were getting meters on the clock. Really not a bad situation at all for them. Even though they didn't win that fight in the end, they managed to bleed a beat out of Vega. And Nightmare, they still have ults to play with. Nano Boost comes out onto Sugar Free, and the barrage to match. It does take down Infected. He's going in for more now. Hits the direct onto Zero as well. And that's a crazy nano barrage coming out there from Sugar Free. Really tearing poor Nightmare to bits.
Works nicely for him now. Nightmare's starting to get to a big swell of ultimates, but double support ult going to be online. Seeker going over to the Sojourn now as well. They've got the cage, they've got the barrage. High Noon and self-destruct for probably the 2 lowest value ults in this Toronto Defiant comp. So as they approach this cap fight, it might have to be a long one for them. They can maybe use High Noon, and then there's a choice for Infected. Do they disengage it, or do they try and go for the stomp cancel? They do have the beat to push it. We've seen that become increasingly viable against Cassidy after his High Noon did have some of those nerfs. But for now, I mean, they're just slowing it down.
Yeah, I mean, Toronto really didn't have much of a choice but to slow things down, because Seeker, he got that trade on the Ana at the end. Oh. Now here comes the swing, and Seeker, he messes up his shift. He winds up caught out in the open, going down. Zero, trying to answer back the barrage, but it's not enough. Oh, Admiral, it makes me wonder whether Admiral should have thrown in the beat drop there, because now we've seen multiple fights in a row where the supports from Nightmare have been unable to invest these ultimates. Merit with the High Noon, Sugar Free with the barrage, and Toronto, I mean, they've stolen away 2 fights in a row. This is actually quite rough for Nightmare to concede that much space with the ultimates that they had. Seeker also on the Sojourn. I'm not sure that this is the play. It seemed like he was getting a lot done on the Cassidy, but I suppose he feels that the Diva was just countering him out too much. Let's see if Nightmare can do anything here with this cage turn. If they don't cage quickly, there's actually going to be counter support ultimates online for Toronto. So this really is anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, it's gone from bad to worse because they lost those 2 fights for not a lot. They now find themselves in a much more even ult situation. And it feels like at this point, just playing it slow and force him to come might be okay. But Infected drops for Cage. Beat comes back out, not in time to save Seeker, but Vega is very much in this Cage. Full Matrix from someone is not enough. They do get the success. They use Cage. They use Beat. Now it's a quite expensive way to take that one. They still have this Kitsune Rush from CJ, which they can use in the next fight. But a Nano turn now, a Beat from Vega to commit as well. And they've actually got a Barrage to go with this Nano if they want to do the same thing again too.
Oh, I mean, look, it was a pretty pricey retake for the side of Nightmare, but at least they're no longer on the back foot. At least they're not getting pushed back into their spawn. They get to push over to the checkpoint and maybe consolidate this lead. Maybe just hold the cart where it is. They actually push in aggressively with the Kitsune Rush. Eyes are on Sugar Free right now, who has the Barrage coming up. Beat invested for Vega. Will Toronto throw in more ultimates? They will throw in the whole kitchen sink. Nano, Barrage, Beat all coming out. And Toronto, I mean, they're using all of these ultimates not to gain lead, but just to stop the cart from rolling on their side of the map. This is a great fight for Nightmare. They only needed to invest one ultimate there, and they've managed to bleed Toronto dry.
Now it means they're coming up to this overclock timing, even a Blade mid-fight too. Self-destruct for someone, but again, can't really use that very actively, just have to use it to react. Merit might have a high noon to force point, but as long as there's no sort of free kills given away to that, they should be okay. Eyes on Seeker for how he wants to use this one.
Beaker, with this overclock, I mean, he's found little to no value on the Surgeon since making the swap. I'm thinking it's on the upper end of questionable. And we've got to be careful here because Merit is once again swinging with the high noon. Seeker not going down to it this time around, but a massive anti from RuPaul may actually not be enough to stop them, though, because Seeker, he has gotten Vega with the overclock. Sugar Free on a sliver of HP. The close spawns have not been activated for Toronto as well. They've just been turned on now, so Merit actually does get the close spawn. That is an unlucky one there for Nightmare. Really good of Toronto to push the cart over to the checkpoint. This buys them a much cleaner final fight, a much better chance at retaking here at the 11th hour. RuPaul's 80% on the Nano boost. Perhaps we're going to see a little bit of slow play till the Nano comes online and then a push. But Zera, he has the Blade, and if he wants to go right here, right now, with Infected, there is a very real chance that they could clean this up. You can see though, RuPaul is playing so far back. There is no Blade target, and here comes that Nano boost, Xavier.
Gonna drop it in, presumably onto someone. Looking to go around the corner. No, it's Sugar Free again. One more time looking for it. He's gone so deep. He's just been absolutely melted, though. Now Zera with the Blade. He's naded. He has to wait. Kitsune Rush comes out. It's 4v4, but Zera, the beat, the Blade. He's going over him. Boot back. Needs the finish here. He's making a meal of it. Merit's found the kill. The Matrix is enough. Someone is out of mech. It's only someone and RuPaul. They deal with the Blade, but I don't think it's enough for Toronto. The lead is held by Nightmare. They tie us up 1-1.
Oh, so close there for Toronto at the end. Zera trying to give it away, absolutely fluffing his Blade there. But fortunately, the heroics from Nightmare able to even up this series. Really nice plays coming out from Nightmare there. Just good discipline to continually hold that corner. And Toronto, I mean, starting to buckle a little bit under the pressure, overspending ultimates. 3 ultimates on their side of the map. No additional meters to push through. I mean, this is a little bit of cracks starting to show. But I suppose we do know that this is the map. This is the matchup with Toronto. They appear weakest. Yesterday, they lost this map to NRG Shock. Today, they have lost it again to Nightmare. So we know where Toronto's weaknesses are now. We know that they're changing strategies on some of these maps because they're not certain of themselves.
And now we do expect, obviously, the downside of pick and push, we talk about it, whether picking short term or long term. They do obviously find a way to win a map against Toronto, so can't really blame the map pick, but it does leave open these escort, these hybrids. So Winston and a Brig might very much be on the cards here for Toronto's next map pick.
Oh, I think it's time for slop.
I think
Waiter,
you're right.
more ads. Enjoy.
All right, then. All right. All right, what do we think of then? Just for Lane to dash in and die first? Well, the thing is, it's the play that had worked the entire time throughout. But the nature of something working the entire time throughout, the Genji's much better at dealing with the barrage. He can use that deflect timing for that. And this is, we can take a look at it there, but yeah, gets shut down. You can see them just a lot closer to it. The nade does hit. I don't know about the Ana into all this. It just feels like something we've not seen all that much. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the Nano had worked for him in every previous occasion. The Medivh can hard pocket the Nano Farah. I think it's reasonable. I think just this time, Nightmare was so much more ready for it. I've actually got a lot of respect for Nightmare on that one because they kept holding that corner passively. It almost cost them when they sort of missed out on pushing with an ult advantage. But they knew they had lead. They kept just trying to hold the good hold around the cap fight. They do eventually give cap. But they managed to keep grinding it out. They forced Toronto to use ults. It was actually a very well-managed map overall from Nightmare, which I think is always an important thing to do on push. And I think they should be relatively happy with how that one turned out for them. We'll move over now to... I mean, I've got to say, we're probably just going Dorado, right? Yeah, we're going Dorado. It's going to be Winston out of Brig. I'm desperate for the toilet. And I'll grab some water while I'm there, too. I'll be back in time, surely. Oh, my God, that's so... All right. Oh. Straight back into it. We're on it. Winston, Ana, Brig, and they're gonna take the mirror matchup. No fear for Nightmare here. We'll just take it. Zero, still on the Symmetra. All right, Seeker gonna take the angle now. TP's top. Might get repeated. Yeah, I mean, Bubble to help him clear it, so they will get in his initial space, force someone back here.
Seeker on the Kefri angle, sitting inside a bubble, taking pot shots on the Widow. A nice bit of early card push here from Nightmare. Looks like Toronto, they've made a bit of a meal of their early ping pong because the card has gotten quite far for only 30 seconds into the round. Seeker is marking the angles up top, just a shooting gallery. And unbelievable, this is serious Kefri gameplay right now. As Seeker actually having Merit's shots blocked by Admiral. Admiral clearly not playing in the European region anymore because he has not been poisoned by Dongun's Brigitte. Instead, he is able to put his shield up when there's a Widow on the screen, blocking not only for himself, but also the Seeker. Really nice here from Nightmare in the first minute, getting the cart to the corner as fast as they possibly can. Oh, there was a window of opportunity there for Seeker. Yeah, no, oh, no. RuPaul now, when he swung aggressively, he threw that nade. He caught the backline of Nightmare, but these trades are enormous. No DPS online for Toronto Defiant anymore. They're going to have to concede space, and then someone actually shifting all the way to the spawn. Nightmare are definitely going to be able to push up here and take these first corner now. Unless RuPaul's able to hit a 15-man ante, 100% Toronto will have to back away from this close space.
Someone's really keen to hold his space, and Vega, oh my god, he must have had a holiday in Europe.
Watching.
Yeah, he was while having eSport World Cup, he must have taken a quick class while he was over in Europe, and unfortunately finds himself on the wrong end of that one. Sugar Free has still found kills and value though, so while this car is creeping away from Toronto, they do have a player advantage to try and stabilize here, but does give Nightmare a bit of a chance to walk forward here. Seeker taking another look, just the angle, straightforward angle down main, trying to anticipate where Merit will be.
Little bit of room to breathe now for Nightmare, but Toronto, they are back in this one. CJ 90% on the nano boost. Infected actually already has the primal rage. Seeker being dived. Nade hits CJ. Are we going to see CJ go down here? The peel, it wasn't enough to simultaneously save CJ and Seeker. So Seeker goes down. Infected has actually got nothing with his primal. And now Infected nano boost received, but it's a 5v3. Toronto, they're so far ahead. Merit goes down to Infected with the nano boost, but Infected, he's got no hope. This is a easy hold so far for the Toronto Defiant. This long sight line looking like a bit of a tough one for Nightmare to break.
And they used a lot of their big ultimates in that. They're going to have the rally, of course, but Vega's got one with which to match. They will get to this first corner. Toronto going to keep holding this back high ground, but it's such a tricky fight in this last part of Dorado if the defenders have time to set up. So maybe need something from Seeker, maybe need his pulse bomb to land. Hard to take for rally trade right now. Nightmare just taking their backline for a long way around to get him onto this high ground. Toronto will see this one coming, though, and have a chance to find a nade timing at this choke. Slow and steady here means it's basically their last chance here, Nightmare.
Yeah, only 40 seconds left on the clock. If this fight goes long, it really will be their last. Someone, he's just holding that close corner. Feels no pressure to dive deeper because he knows Nightmare, they're the ones that need to make the first move here. Seeker, he doesn't have a good angle. All he can do is go for the occasional hook shot from this position. And if no risks are taken by Nightmare, then there will be no reward. Jump up in the air from someone. You can see, in fact, that he's tried to posture forward. He's come to that close corner, but it's looking like they're just continually trying to farm. They're playing it really slow, waiting to see if Seeker can find an opening, waiting to see if they can charge something up. We see now, though, the point pressure, it's starting to mount. Anti onto someone forces him to back jump, and this could be the opportunity they needed. Got to keep an eye on RuPaul, though, because he has a nano boost for someone. Someone jumps really deep. He's on Seeker. Admiral, he has the rally, and it has been forced. Seeker caught out, though, taken down by RuPaul and Sugar Free together. Sugar Free, he also has a pulse bomb, so this could be dangerous. Oh, the counter pin from Vega. Massive anti, though. It takes down someone. It's got Vega in a tough spot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Infected and Zero versus the world, and that sleep from RuPaul, it might just seal the deal. Infected, he has the primal. He is going to be able to drag this out. It's looking like a slow stall here from Infected, but he's taking so much damage. Seeker with the shot from Spawn. There's still a chance, but who's going to touch next? As soon as Infected goes down, it's going to be on Admiral, who's back on the Lucio. Seeker, he whips the shot, and now, I mean, Nightmare, they're on desperation mode. Oh, no, there's no hope. A full hold for the Toronto Defiant.
As you would expect, maybe this is why Toronto Defiant wants to go to this type of map. They've got such an advantage in the region on this Winston and Brig. I mean, maybe unless they play NRG at times, you know, but... really good hold. Wasn't able to find anything ultimately, and just the bash trade at the wrong time. Sugar Free's right now with a pulse bomb. Meanwhile, it just seems to be so much easier. Vega and RuPaul surviving way more often than CJ and Admiral were. Of course, it is always easier for the defending Anna and Brig here, so Toronto's backline will have the same problems to answer here. A good sort of strategical win on first point, or the first part of first point for Nightmare, but didn't have an answer once they got to that latter part.
Yeah, a very solid hold there for the Toronto Defiant. And I mean, this is kind of what we've come to expect from them, though. This is, without a doubt, their best matchup. The Ana, Brig, Winston, hit scan stuff. I mean, they got to play it on one of those points on Busan where it really is unmatched. And straight away we saw it, you know, the 100-0 on that cough point. Here, Nightmare, they're forced to go a little bit out of their comfort zone. Seeker on the Widowmaker, it's probably not his best in terms of the hit scan. Seeker, he's best when he can rotate a lot, when he can play really fast, but playing the stationary turret, that's not really his style. So I think that this isn't the best map for him. Not to say that he's bad at Widowmaker by any means, but I mean, it's just Toronto's bread and butter. And then, of course, you know, when you've got someone, RuPaul, on the Winston Ana, I mean, that's sort of, it's a formidable foe, to say the least. We can see, though, cheeky little setup from Nightmare at the start. They're playing where the TP will often land, seeing if they can catch anything, but no TP strikes from Toronto Defiant. They're actually just going to go straight out onto the cart, start pushing it up the slope.
Merit now looking for the opportunity, knows the Tracer is above him, so is cautious as he walks up, just trying to get angles to help clear these tanks. Infected jumps back onto Orange here, trying to keep them under pressure. Opportunity to dive in. It's actually Seeker who finds Vega again somehow. Now the drop into Merit, he gets the mini. Infected will reset back onto the high ground, and, well, you know what school he goes to.
Of course, I mean, it's very clear that Vega has been watching the European VODs because he is taking a leaf. In fact, he's probably taking the entire book from Donghoon in terms of how he plays into the Widowmaker. Twice now we've seen him go down to the Widow, and I mean, that's not what you want out of your Brig player. That's not what you want out of your character that has a shield that can go in front of their face, that's for sure, especially one that can see around corners. Either way, we're seeing much better ping-pong from Nightmare here than we did from Toronto. Toronto, they were happy to let the car push all the way to the corner within the first minute, whereas Nightmare, they're holding much more solid. Hookshot comes out from Seeker, doesn't connect on anything, but Infected takes down Merit. Vega once again trying as he might to go to the school of Donghoon, but unfortunately for Seeker, he does not connect the shot this time around. Infected has actually gone rather deep, but he will be able to jump out from that one. CJ now 85% on the nano boost, charging that one up. This is going to be a difficult rotation for the Toronto Defiant backline. If CJ can get that nano boost up, there could be a nano monkey dive coming any second now if the backline rotates.
Trigger Freeze underneath behind, but it's the Nano turn first for Infected. Onto the Widow again. Merit just about gets out. Now on the back line. Will get slept. Has Primal if he gets in big trouble. Doesn't. I will have to use it here. Now the Juggle onto Vega. Vega bashes back into spawn. RuPaul's still out, and Infected gets nothing for this Nano Primal timing. Pulse Bomb lands from Zera. That's for saving grace right now. But now it's Toronto's turn with Nano Primal, and we've seen someone doing this so many times. He's onto the back line here. CJ.
Oh, the Sleep Swift.
Oh, one more jump. Goes afterwards. Primal comes out, spots the Widow, takes care of the Widow, now comes back to deal with the backline. He's all over him, he splat, he split them. Oh, Rally's there actually.
Vega's trading, it's so winnable.
Bash comes out, keeps him alive for now, and Nightmare maybe just about stabilizing. Vega does not have that rally yet, and now they found themselves back. Zero wants to go one more. Oh, can't find the final blow. They will stabilize here. No ults right now for Nightmare, but they have the good position. They have to worry about walls, they have to worry about pulse bomb, they have to worry about rally, but they have a chance. 1 minute 20 on the clock.
Really good stabilization there from Nightmare. Admiral getting that rally at the 11th hour, turning things around, and unbelievable stuff. Vega going down though early. He has the rally this time, and Infected, I mean, he doesn't have that nano boost yet. He doesn't have the primal. That headshot from Merit, it made pressure Infected all the way back. It actually seems that he's going to jump in, and I don't think that's going to work out. 2 for 2 trades though. Oh no. Pulse to Vega. Seeker, he hits the shot that he needs to. It's Zera and Seeker alone. Now Zera versus someone for all of the marbles. Oh, Seeker. Zera's in a lot of trouble. Someone misses the jump, and it is going to be Nightmare able to hold this one. Someone jumps out, but now he's coming back. He's getting the packs. There is a Tracer on card too. Nightmare, they just need to stall. Infected is back in the fight. CJ will be back ever so soon, and he has the nano boost too. So Infected, he's about to receive the nano. I can only imagine. Here it is. He lands full jump pack damage on Vega.
Oh,
but the back jump, it comes. Oh my god, the nade catches Sugar Free, and Sugar Free goes down. RuPaul takes out Zero though, so it's a 1 for 1. But this could be a full hold if Nightmare can play their cards right. RuPaul has another nano boost, and we've seen how deadly those can be onto someone. A nano primal could spell defeat for Nightmare here. Admiral, he does not have the rally. We can see Infected going so deep, trying to catch Marit. He does not get the execute. Now he's chasing down Vega. Vega does not receive the counter nano. Where is RuPaul's nano boost? Now, here we go. Nano boost potentially coming out any second now for RuPaul if we can find him, but it looks like Infected is on him in main. Seeker being jumped in the back. Sleep onto someone. Infected takes down Merit. The card is being blocked by Zera. There's such a real chance here. Zera takes down RuPaul. It's someone versus the world. Admiral 80% on that rally. I don't think someone is going to be able to connect on this primal. And could we be seeing this right now? Is the Toronto mid-curse real? The bash onto Vega. There's no hope for Toronto anymore. The fuller hold. Again, a fuller hold to take down Toronto. Get out of here.
On Dorado in a dive mirror in 2024. Oh.
Yes. Toronto is now on match point, elimination point in the lower bracket. This is the team that everyone said they don't stand. Nobody can even touch them in North America. Their owner confidently tweeting about how they have to play against a bunch of college kids and they can't get good practice in the region because everyone else is so rubbish. And now they are down not only in the lower bracket, but down 1-2 on their own map pick. Oh.
What a situation. What a situation. After all the success of Esports World Cup, and what a clutch as well, just the right nades at the right time, everyone from Nightmare doing their part right. Admiral just gets rally, Seeker hits that crucial shot there to help him win the 2v2 in that dogfight. Everything just working out, CJ right at the end with this nade, Infected doing such a number really to keep Merit in check as well, and everyone on Nightmare stepping up when they need it. Momentum very much in the hands of Nightmare right now, and it's on Toronto Defiant to recover this situation.
Wonderful stuff, but you know, this calls for some slop to calm down.
Oh, huge problems for Toronto Defiant. Huge problems here. Like, we're getting some of the highlights now from back on Busan. And what a long time ago this feels like. It felt so dominant for him. You just got off work, where you come back to? I mean, it's been a weekend of upsets, no? A weekend of upsets. And crazy games. Was it really that dominant? On the Winston and a Brig it was. Yeah, on the Winston and a Brig it was. Boost Sound they had to clutch, sorry, Sanctuary they had to clutch a bit, but Downtown, that was 100-0. That wasn't close, you know. On the actual dive-favored map, they demolished them. You know, like, there's always an expectation that Toronto do just look not quite like an unstoppable force when you get them into these sort of like Malga mirror type things. Like, that's the one you expect to be able to go closest to them on, right? Whether you're one of the other top teams in North America or whether you're SSG or ENCE or something. Flak in the chat, we've come this far, let's get this done. I mean, it's a good account of yourselves either way now, Flak. 2 opportunities. 2 shots at it. And so far, yeah, these new improved NA rosters, NRG, Nightmare, both causing Toronto significant problems. You think Toronto and Flak should start fighting in chat? Some kind of bare knuckle fight. Some bare knuckle throwdown here. 2-1 fix. Yep, your eyes don't deceive you. The graphic is indeed correct this time. Nightmare clutch it out. The fuller hold on Dorado. Hybrid and Flashpoint now. The choices for Toronto. Getting some owner beef in the chat, potentially. And now Paricio. Paricio is the pick, which implies we're going to be getting more of the same. Toronto, it is their strongest comp. They did get full held on Dorado, but they are doing a double down. They're going to play more of the same. It's a Winston and a Brig map again. Historically, Toronto have always been the strongest team on this. And wait, did Nightmare have a new look? They're at least threatening it right on first. They're threatening it. Winston and a Brig, no surprises from the Toronto Defiant here for pretty much a standard lineup. Maybe the only thing you might sometimes see is an Echo instead of a Tracer, but Sugar Free so damn good at that Tracer. We'll be running it here. And Nightmare are threatening a Sim Bastion type comp. Maybe a little bit of cheese for this first fight. Will Toronto be ready? Or maybe they're just going to really commit to this grapple shot and then we'll just get a dive mirror.
I reckon reasonable chance that it's a little grapple shot angle into full-blown dive mirror for the remainder.
Oh, no. They're out. They catch a 4-man nade, but they are out.
Oh, jeez. I like what I see here. I really like what I see here. You know, Nightmare.
Fake
they
TP.
Don't back themselves. Oh, fake TP into a rotation onto the point. Vega catches a dynamite on the face. That's not a dynamite. That's some sort of Bastion right click, whatever they're called. Already a tick conceded, but they're going to need more if they want to take this. The nade, it actually is not that great, to be honest, because now there's going to be another turn when Seeker's form is up in 3 seconds. They're going to be able to swing wide, and RuPaul won't have the nade in time. Pushing out now. Back jump forced. TP out onto the point. Nice wide open angle. Shield from Infected blocks the nade, and we're in a really good position now. If we're Nightmare, they're going to get the... Oh, wait, they're not going to get the second tick, actually. So much for a good position. No second tick given away. The circle actually winding backwards now. What? RuPaul came inside for a suicide nade, and Infected lands the pin, and it is just going to be Nightmare City unless Merit and Sugar Free can absolutely tear through the side of Nightmare. Infected pinning over to Merit. Merit has to coach gun up onto the high ground. Fire Strike goes wide, and Nightmare, they haven't actually closed this out right now. Merit's gone down. Sugar Free 1v2. RuPaul's coming back 90% on the nano boost. There's going to be a second tick conceded, but I think we will see a recontest here. Someone, he's 90% on the primal. RuPaul, he's 90% on the nano. There's a very real chance that Toronto can start pouring ults into this and fully hold the fight. Primal comes out from someone, but the window is good. Now the nano primal just tearing through Nightmare's backline, and that is so unfortunate. The stall from Merit and Sugar Free was unreal to hold it down so long that an Ana could run back into the fight. That is unreal. But that being said, Toronto, they've spent a lot there. They've had to spend their primal, their nano. I mean, there is a real chance that Nightmare can just throw their bodies onto the point, chuck down the symbol, and C9 the point then and there. Merit, he's going to have a bob in no time at all, but I'm not sure whether it'll be enough. Oh,
the
no,
lamp!
the boop,
Everyone
the nade,
makes it!
the lamp is good. Everyone gets through. Infected kills RuPaul again.
My God.
He shot it again. Sugar Free, and the bomb comes out from Merit. 2 versus 5 again. Not this time, Merit. Not this time, buddy. We just need one more second of holding it down for the side of Nightmare, and it is going to be an easy cap. This is the cinema that we came for. This is the series that we wanted. Nightmare with all of the cheesiest strats you've never seen, taking it to the Toronto Defiant here in the lower bracket.
Oh, Toronto is so ready for it. Vega hits the boot. They have to lamp through it. They're all naded. It looks so scary. They even leave Infected behind, but it turns out leaving Infected behind in like a 1v4 was actually a bigger problem for Toronto Defiant than for Nightmare. Great play from Infected here. They're going to keep this one rolling. More Sim TP shenanigans. They still have a symbol. They still have a window here. Toronto now using the Alari as well in all of this. So a very strong ult once Vega gets that Captive Sun and one of his best heroes.
Yeah, this second point, it's honestly so hard for Nightmare's comp, you know? They'll get a little bit of free push going, but after they get to that corner, they are just going to be playing into a variety of angles. Any TP up onto the high ground, it's only going to enable them to catch one squishy, and it's so hard to rest here, to recharge your cooldowns, because there's not a lot of indoor space here on second point Parizo. It's really difficult stuff. Nightmare, you can see them, they're recharging their shield, getting ready to start trying to push the card again. They might go for the TP. They do. They TP over to the side, a fast rush up on the high ground, a very early Bastion form coming out from Seeker, and CJ, he goes down with no buttons pressed. Only RuPaul's Nano, and that is going to be all 5 members of Nightmare going down. Again, Infected catches RuPaul. He can't keep getting away with it.
Everything goes so right. The sleep cancels the pin, the nade hits, the dynamite hits. Somehow still has trade onto RuPaul. Should have time to get back, but now Nightmare, they have all of their ultimates. They've got that Nano out from Toronto Defiant. Someone here with the Primal can be a big disruptor to either the TP before they take it or after they take it. But it's a Bastion ult from Seeker to kick us off. Trying to find some nades, looking for Vega. Vega will get away. And they reset onto the high ground here. Next, Symbol to come in.
Symbol will enable them to push the card up a little bit more, but I'm not sure whether they're going to be able to go full aggression mode. We need to be careful now. They're close to the edge of the map. There could be flank. Bob throws Admiral up in the air, Infected with another insane Hardy-esque pin, though. Nightmare, I mean, I don't think they're going to be winning this one, but they are trading it out. Zero's his turrets take down Sugar Free inside, getting car washed, and now it's only the Toronto supports alive. I don't even know where Infected is. He's back in spawn from that back pin. And Nightmare, I mean, they are going to get cart push from this. As soon as the cart starts to move around that corner, things start to look good for Nightmare. The point pressure will mount. The high ground angles will be reduced. And now, oh, yeah, I'm getting some money so you can take over.
Oh, good boot from Vega. Keeps himself alive and also pushes him off high ground. Shatter comes in, but someone dodges it too quick for him. Now the pulse bomb. Lamp keeps CJ and the rest of the gang alive, but now no Lamp in this next rotation. They're going in. Someone has the Primal, sets it up for Vega to finish it. So much disruption here from someone. Has to be careful not to trade. Will trade, actually. They burn through him. Sugar Free and Vega get the trades. It will be a stabilization here, but Zera's still got another one here. Right click, 1 HP burning, will go down. Toronto win the fight, but they're all scrappy. Captive Sun now up for Vega.
Lots of trades coming through for the side of Nightmare, and you can see Infected, he will not stay the course, even though Nightmare, they were coming up on a few ultimates there. Zero, 80% on the Symbol, Seeker, 50% on the Bastion, and the final call has been made to swap off the comp. I think it's a really bad decision here from Nightmare, because they had the ults. They had the ult advantage. Finally, they could have invested support ultimate. Symbol, use that to leverage the objective pressure, but instead, they've made these massive swaps here at the 11th hour. I think that this really isn't what they needed, because they actually had a chance. And now they've pretty much equalized things. Lucio, Bap, Diva, Echo Dive, that's tough. Admiral goes for the beat drop, drops it. Wow, Infected eats Vega's Captive Sun, and then Zero executes Vega. So just as I was saying that this was a bad thing, it's looking like Nightmare might actually turn it into a positive. We need to watch out though. Vega's coming back on the brig. RuPaul, he throws out the Nano Boost. It's on Merit. Nano Merit takes down CJ, throws a bob in main, puts a shot into Zero, and it is looking like the cart is not going to move a meter further for Nightmare. I mean, a valiant effort with the cheese comp going for it, but you know, they wouldn't stay the course in that final fight, and then the lack of ultimates, it cost them there.
It's always about key timings when you play this sort of Ryan comp and TP comp. Once you get for certain ults, you want to get as much free push as you can, just play through objective, and then once you have the ults to win the fights, for beats, for symbols, these are the big ones. And that's when you want to try to find a rotation where you can actually put yourself in a position to win it. I think most of the TPs we saw in that second point were TPs to try and catch Vega or something, just like kill TPs. Can we grab somebody with this? Instead of just rotating, can we just take and clear the high ground? You take and clear the high ground, you get that payload moving, all of a sudden everything looks a little bit easier here. Either way, Toronto probably overall pretty happy with that, and it looks like Nightmare, no such shenanigans on the defense here, just a good old-fashioned Anna Brig mirror.
Oh, what is map 5? What's the game type that hasn't been played yet? Is it hybrid?
Flashpoint?
This is hybrid. This is hybrid. Flashpoint.
Yeah. Flashpoint, yeah.
Oh,
you go New Junk City or something?
Does Nightmare have like a good New Junk City? I feel like we saw New Junk City yesterday, and it was a 2-3 with clear in. Is that what we're going to see from map 5 if Nightmare can't hold this one? We've seen fuller holds already, so it could be a New Junk City. Actually, a very real chance here. We know that Toronto Defiant, I mean, they're a little bit weak on those comps, so jeez. But, you know, we saw a fuller hold on Dorado, so there is actually a chance.
All right, let's see then. Straight up mirror. Same heroes for everyone. Early nade catches RuPaul, but nothing to do with that. Actually, I say all same heroes for everyone. Vega is literally on Ilari, which is indeed a different hero than Brigitte. We'll be walking in underneath, catches a dynamite. Little bit more vulnerable here, the Anna and Ilari, but if they get space, they can do work. And Sugar Free just off for dynamite, and I guess jump pack damage just deletes Admiral. Nice, easy one here, and whoa, Nightmare, they're just falling over.
Zera caught walking in a straight line into a wall. Not the most easy to dodge movement. And in fact, was that an emote that I saw at the end there? Is Nightmare just mentally committed to a map 5 already? What have I witnessed?
Yep, so no ults on the board, but not a long distance now. Nightmare needs to recover. I mean, they did literally just full hold him on Dorado on a similar comp, so they've sort of proven they can go toe-to-toe, and I still feel like this Ilari should be a little bit trickier to get into viable positions on this type of map, but oh wait, Sugar Free's going to start this fight off with a pick as well.
Another pick on Zera. This is not a great look. I mean, Nightmare, they're so far separated from even their first layer of ultimates. This is going to be a very difficult hold for them because Toronto Defiant, they're ahead on ultimates, they're ahead on momentum. And look, this side up on the top for Sugar Free, it's open. He's able to just keep on poking. Coming up on a pulse bomb now, being blocked by Zera. But once he has that pulse bomb, I mean, it's going to be scary to be up on the high ground against this.
It's going to be really scary. Dynamite now in onto CJ as well. No follow-up right now from Toronto. They do have that nano, but they're trying to find their appropriate way in. Sugar Free looking for the blink across. There comes the nano. Coach Gun, I think, is actually good. Keeps him a little bit away from it, but Sugar Free has his pulse bomb. He's been devastating so far. Gets Seeker, misses for pulse, but the damage might be done. Now turns his attention to Infected. Does get the nano Infected. Needs value with this Primal. Sugar Free's just trying to mark it, make it easy, but the nano Primal coming in all over Vega right now. Defensive nade, and the healing pylon's doing so much. He's trying to take RuPaul for a ride. Does get RuPaul here Infected, but trades for it ultimately. Now someone in the back line looking for it. Has got a rally out from Admiral. They're desperately trying to stabilize here, Nightmare, but someone's coming forward. Captive Sun straight into the shield, though. Oh, no, it just hit Admiral. Oh, they C9. It was probably too much anyway. I thought he blocked it for a second there, Admiral, but it does catch the Captive Sun.
Yeah, I mean, look, that defense, it was a flash in the pan for the side of Nightmare, and I mean, I think we all know where we're headed for map 5 after yesterday's results. So close on Dorado, but then just completely crumbling here on Parizo. I mean, it's actually surprising to see them pull out the cheese comp considering they just won Dorado in the mirror, but I suppose they weren't super confident after their attack, you know? Their attack was so sus that they were like, fuck it. Now, I do wonder whether we're going to see Clear come in for map 5. Given, you know, map 5, it's not a great place to be brought in, right? You know, you're stone cold and you get thrown in at the 11th hour.
To play against the Toronto Defiant to knock them out of the tournament, yeah. I can see how that could be like not the ideal way to start a series.
Yeah. Okay. Chat's asking for slop and ads, so I'm gonna give the people what they want. You know.
Ooh. All right. One final map. Toronto Defiant going down, swinging. Maybe not going down at all. Will not be beaten. Oh, do I need more water? I do need more water. I do need more water. What's the Necra C9 curse? I'm going to walk away as I ask that question, so I won't know the answer. But what is it? I'm back. All right, sorry, Space Jazz. What was the answer? Team C9 when she's casting them? Okay, I don't really know. This is the first time hearing for it, so I actually have no idea. No idea how true it feels. I see 9 for question. Maybe it is true then, fuck. Clear is in. Are we going New Junk City? We are going New Junk City. Is this a mistake? Ooh. Ooh. It's scary. Interesting here. We've seen Toronto do a few different looks. Obviously, we've seen them mirror the Malga a lot, but we have seen them historically also play like a Sigma BAP version here. So maybe, do they swap it? We saw them swap on Runa Sapi, right? We saw a swap come out there for Toronto. Do they change here as well? What are the good people of the chat saying prediction-wise? 49% to Toronto, 51% for Nightmare. Some real believers on the Nightmare side. Do we really think? Come on. With AMD processors, you think they'd finish third? $100K on Nightmare from Cap? Cap's a believer. Cap's a believer. Going all in on Toronto. Chaos God. Holding true. Whoa, that's loud.
Even the devil looked away in disgust.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, what just happened?
How does Cap have 100K points? Wait, point check, mate ball? See who I'll see who my real friends are. Point check. 3.9K? Fuck. Cap's hardcore. 200K? Fuck. 800K points in the pool? This is the big one, right? This is the big one. I mean, the points are going to be so fucking high for that NRG. Well, I was going to say NRG Toronto rematch, but maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't count my things just yet, hey? So we got multiple 100K bets on the Nightmare side. Toronto's still the overall favorite, though. When Preds are paid, you can check the top 10 of each. Oh, okay. All in against ex-teammates. Yeah, I thought you were going to bed, Juby. Don't you have work tomorrow? What time do you start work? It's currently 11 PM in the UK. Toronto, don't fail you or else you're broke. I mean, Toronto wouldn't really lose in the lower bracket final, right? Captain Prash. It's New Junk City. You have no influence here. You have no power in this realm. Any Australians still awake? Or I guess morning for Australians now. You grant it's a nightmare anyway? Fuck. This is unprecedented. The India buff being granted on New Junk City. I don't know how this will work. I don't know if anyone's ever attempted such a thing before. This is very controversial. Where's Fooper Duper? We need Fooper Duper. India is currently invading Australia as we speak. Can you give it? Leslie, are you Australian? If you're Australian, you can give it. Those are the rules. You are? Alright, who's getting the blessing? Who's getting the blessing then, Leslie? The power is in your hands. Nightmare! Sure, they've gone Nightmare. They've gone Nightmare. Now they have both the Australia blessing and the India blessing on New Junk City. Fuck. The double blessing.
Can I get a countdown? 5, 4, 3. Are we synced?
Wait, are you on assemble your heroes? I'm just on prepare to attack now.
Yeah. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Sick.
Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Right. Oh, I thought they might do this, right? Struggle with the Amalgam Mirror, but historically, Toronto have played some of this, like, Sig Bap into this type of comp, right? We saw it fail at the Dallas Major, but Malga's a little less powerful than it was then. So Toronto opting out of Amalgam Mirror here.
Oh, good lord. Okay, I think the Sigma here, it's a real gambit, to be honest, especially now that Zera has rolled out on the Genji. We might see Seeker make a swap over to the Sojourn after the first fight if this doesn't work out. No gambling because the moderator that manages it is offline. Shield coming out in main for someone, but he takes that away very quickly. And it is really just going to be a question of whether or not Clear can get value with his stomp. So much relies on that. You can see big flank coming out from Zera. 5-man dash. He's already 30% to his ultimate, but nothing coming from it by way of kills. Not able to close that gap. Clear pins all the way in, catches someone. Zera goes for another turn, and someone, he's so low. He's had all cooldowns forced, but he does have the shield up. Oh, wow. Lamp forced, and I think someone's going to die. I think this first fight is going to go the way of the Toronto, of Nightmare in the end. Even though Toronto, they got the cap, I don't think they're going to net all of the kills. Someone, he has gone down, and now Nightmare, they're trying to chase. Vega goes down. RuPaul so low underneath. Nightmare take the first fight.
Looked a little bit ropey for a second there. Looked like someone had got away from the first exchange, but it's so important in this type of match if you're for Sigma. You have to hit your rock timings. You have to keep that Malga on the back for as much as you possibly can. But there, someone misses the rock. Clear manages to avoid it. And now a slightly earlier window for CJ. Do they choose aggression here, or do they just play a slower fight on point?
Oh, so risky for Toronto. The thing is, without any ultimates, it's so hard to retake into Nightmare's comp. Sugar Free, he's touching point early on, but it looks like Nightmare, they're just going to poke him out. We see RuPaul actually jumping down onto the point, and here comes Clear with the pin. His stomp catches Merit. That's going to force out the window. CJ, he throws down the window, but somehow Toronto, they've managed to kite this one. They invest their own window, and I can only imagine that that window can see the point. RuPaul now shooting through the window, someone pushing up in main. Sugar Free's touching the point, but I don't think that the cap will be conceded by Nightmare because Zera, he drops down onto the point to touch. He's dueling Sugar Free down there. Someone under so much pressure. Beat push from Admiral. The point has flipped over the way of Toronto Defiant. Lamp invested from RuPaul. Admiral goes down, but Sugar Free is traded out by Seeker. Zera takes down RuPaul. Vega, he's so close to the beat drop. It's a 3v3. The beat lands, but not on someone. Oh, Zera goes down after pulling the blade. And we need to see a fast death here from Seeker if they want one more fight.
Oh, it looks so scary. I thought that beat advantage for Admiral was going to be critical, but it doesn't get to it here. So now all of a sudden Toronto back in control, one fight away from taking it. Zera's now onto the May, going to try and make someone's life even harder, but they're walling just to walk up. Rock here onto Clear, and now the Flux comes through. Does he get it? No, someone misses everything. They all split in different directions. They still need for touch here. They've lamped through, but I think they've managed to stabilize. Someone is still outside. Toronto are committing to this fight. Rock doesn't stop him. On to Merit, crushes him. Nightmare, they've got the touch, they've got the flip, and they're winning this fight.
I don't know how someone missed that ult. It looked like he was about to catch 3, and somehow it winds up being a 0-man flux. Nightmare win the clutch outside. Somebody from the side of Toronto had to go back to point. Nightmare in the 4v4. They take it. They're 1-0 up here on New Junk City. This is map 5, lower bracket. Toronto, there's a chance they could be sent home packing 3rd place for the Defiant. Just imagine it. Clear now has the cage. Seeker with the High Noon as well. High Noon cage is a deadly combination. So difficult to counter, especially when you do not have any ultimates to play with at all. Nightmare, they have the initial positioning. They are going to be able to touch the point and get the cap early if they want. You can see the rotation comes out clear. He's so low. It's a massive cage though. Are they going to be able to close this out? RuPaul is stuck in the corner. Oh my god. RuPaul is still alive. Vega gets the boot. Somehow Toronto are the ones coming out on top there. It was an angle where Seeker, he couldn't High Noon anything. Zero on the Mei instead of the Genji. He can't get the cleave that they need. Toronto, somehow they win that cage fight.
They were all trapped, but somehow out of nowhere they steal that one, and it's such a huge swing for the non-Malga team to win the cage fight. Now they have High Noon and Beat for this retake, but it given Vega time to get that beat up again. Merit has for Bob as well. Plenty of ults to respond with. We're actually going to start with the Bob right now. It's pretty early, and we're actually going to get the wall onto someone here. They're going through Beat onto him. They've lost CJ before the beat, though. Now the later beat from Vega as well. RuPaul will be stopped, but that over health, it will save him for now. They do lose someone. It's just a trade, though, and Sugar Free so deadly in these situations. So often we see him coming out top, and Toronto do hold.
Oh, really dicey one there for the side of Nightmare. The beat coming out a second too late to save poor CJ. That Bob, it looked a little bit dodgy at the beginning. The counter wall looked great, but CJ going down to Sugar Free, that really seals the deal early on in the fight. And now Toronto, I mean, they're comfortable. They've got the window, they've got the pulse bomb, they're closing in on the Gravitic Flux. Zero, he needs to charge up this Blizzard. High Noon coming out really early from Seeker. They're walking towards the point. They might be able to secure the flip from this, but Clear is taking a lot of damage. Someone shield the only recipient of Seeker's High Noon, and Seeker now coming back to duel Sugar Free. 1-for-1 trade. Pulse for a headshot melee. CJ throws down the window on point. Clear has eaten up the lamp as well. Clear has about you step through the fucking window so you can get the amp heals. Nice. Clear now pinning around the corner, but he does not get the stomp. He has a shout, so he should be able to live through this. He actually goes down. Clear taken down by the Flux, and now Zero, he's hiding on this corner. He commits the Blizzard, but I don't think there's going to be any follow-up damage. This is not good news at all for the side of Nightmare. Even though multiple players were frozen up, it's just not enough. Seeker makes the swap now over to the Sojourn, but I don't know. I'm not sure whether this is what they need. I thought that Zero on the Genji was the right pick, but he's gone Mei and just got no value at all.
Just swap, here's you right now, swaps onto the Genji. You've actually swapped D.Va with this as well, so I don't know about the D.Va swap into the Sigma here. I guess the option is going to be aggression here. Can they stop Merit and RuPaul influencing the game so much? But Merit, he has the Bob for this next engage, and Nightmare, they have nothing to do. How can they possibly get to Merit with this?
Oh, jeez. This is actually so tough for the side of Nightmare. These swaps, I don't think it's what they need. Merit takes down Zero. Clear gets the trade onto RuPaul, though. Vega's actually under a lot of pressure, and he does not yet have the beat, but Vega, he manages to clean up CJ. Oh, Merit goes down. Admiral, 91% on the beat, but it's just Admiral and a baby D.Va left. And now, Zero, again, what is this identity crisis with his hero pick? Now he's on Tracer? There's nothing wrong with Genji, man. Genji into Sigma BAP is good. I don't know what's going on with Zero right now. I thought that their initial comp was the one. I thought that maybe only Seeker could go something more mobile, but somehow Nightmare, they're overthinking it. They're walking into a trap of comp swaps, deleting ult charge, winding up in a less and less favorable matchup. There is a potential beat rush available for them, but Vega, he will have the counter beat to answer. Beat comes out for Admiral, but again, CJ goes down before the beat can be dropped. The second beat,
Ajax comes in, so RuPaul won't be saved either. The Ajax salvages it. But rather lose CJ than Ajax the entire thing. But somehow, someway, Toronto, they still clean up loads of the kills. Didn't even need the beat. It's a dogfight Val. They're trying to commit onto Merit, but D-Mech onto Clear. They'll clean it up. No late trades for him. And somehow, someway, Toronto still hold on.
Oh, God, I mean, we're just asking too much of the Nightmare Boys to beat Toronto on a map 5, apparently. Even when they're gifted an Ajax, CJ will go down pre-fight. It's so close, but this game of swaps for Nightmare, it has paid so little in terms of value. 0. We haven't seen an ultimate since the Blizzard, and he used it in a lost fight. Seeker, he's been on and off with the High Noon. Haven't seen any value there. Clear, he has the bomb. This is Nightmare's time to shine. 4 ultimates coming online. But I mean, look over to Toronto. They still have 3. Merit will have that bomb in no time without Nightmare as well. So this is no easy retake at all for the side of Nightmare. Neutral fight taking place here on the point, but 10 seconds till the unlock. Perhaps we'll just see teams waiting until the unlock for the engagement. You can see Zera sneaking in on the side right now. Sugar Free going for the point touch, Zera going for the fight. So there is going to be a player advantage on the high ground for Nightmare. Pulse Bomb and Vega dives on it. Beat. Oh, Flux comes out, catches Seeker, takes down CJ as well. But Clear, he trades. It's a 3v3. Nightmare, they have the ult too. Clear, he can go deep. He can bomb for the remake. Someone is so low on the high ground, but Merit, he has this side angle. Very dangerous. Down goes Admiral to Merit on that side angle. Pulse Bomb onto Clear. And even though it looked so good initially for Nightmare, the fact that CJ's gone down, it's going to mean that again, Toronto take it. Somebody stop CJ from fucking dying first.
Such a good clutch from Toronto in such an important fight as well. That rock from someone just saves... He still dies for it, but just so much to set up a trade onto Clear there. And now someone's actually going to go Zarya with this, but Clear a step ahead back onto the Malga right now. So it might be a particularly difficult one for someone. Maybe these bubbles are going to have to be more of a response to the stomp rather than aggression for himself.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Toronto's comp matches up into what Nightmare have anymore. We need to see some bodies on the point, but again, they're committing to a fight on the high ground. Nightmare, you understand you need to touch the point, right? All in on someone now, going for the kill. They do take down someone. It's a 5 versus 4 now, but Admiral gets taken out by Merit. Time and time again, he has these off angles. Now, RuPaul goes down. Even trades, 3 versus 3, but we need a touch from Nightmare. We can see CJ going for it. Oh my fucking God. The boop from Vega stopping the touch, and an absolutely unreal way for Nightmare to go down there at the end. Just no touch. Come on.
A hard-fought series. Such a sad way for it to end, really. Toronto come out on top, but once again, Toronto looking probably way more mortal than we've ever seen them in their own region. 3-2 series back-to-back.
Look, if Toronto keep playing like this, then I'm going to say the grand final is NRG Shocks to take, because that was a really weak performance from the side of Toronto, only beaten out by Nightmare's awful swaps on map 5. All of this swapping giving them absolutely nothing. Terrible ult gaming, throwing away a point in the process. I mean, that was so winnable for Nightmare, so winnable, and at the they've just fumbled it at the end there. Even in that final fight that was theirs to take, but they commit the ults on the high ground, not forcing the Zarya comp down onto the point, not forcing them into the objective. No objective play coming out, and then they suffer from it at the end as they're so far away from the point that in a 3v3 they just C9 to lose the series. I mean, it's gotta hurt.
It means they're doubling down as well, and it just means, like, I think you have to, in both those previous fights, who's the guy just on an angle at the end, completely unmarked, uncontested? It's just Merit just shooting people down, doing loads of damage, and then Merit and Sugar Free are just so good in these late fight clutches because they just have all the space to work with.
Oh, jeez. Not great, but honestly, I mean, it's good to see that in every region the top teams can bleed. You know, there was a narrative going for quite a while that Crazy Raccoon, nobody can take a map off them. I don't know who was pushing it. It definitely wasn't me. But you know, nobody can take a map off Crazy Raccoon. Nobody can beat the Toronto Defiant. But now we see the Toronto Defiant getting knocked into the lower bracket, being beaten by a predominantly North American team. Admittedly, a Korean import, you know, maybe contributing a little bit to that result. But then, here again in the lower bracket, a team that Toronto stomped yesterday, not even close, are bringing them to the map 5. At least we're seeing competitive matches, but, you know, it would be lovely to see Toronto Defiant lose something here in the North American region.
I'm going to find myself on the other side of that fence where I want Toronto Defiant to win and everyone to buy an AMD processor.
Toronto got an AMD sponsor, eh? Featured CoStream, a motherfucker.
Oh, that was actually, now you mention it, I think they do. That was just an unrelated opinion, though. That was just a coincidence. Funny how these things line up sometimes, you know?
Yeah, no, funny how that works. But here we are.
All right.
All right. I mean, I guess we have probably like a 30-minute break or something until we get into the slop fest, right?
Well, I think you're going straight into the slop fest right now, and then we've got a 30-minute break until like the actual game.
Yeah, I suppose the match is the real slop fest here, isn't it?
All right. I'm gonna grab a drink and stuff as well, so I will see you on the other side.
See you on the other side, mate.
Oh, Toronto, hold on. Hold on. What's this slop we're talking about? It's like the term for just watching like old YouTube videos. But like in between stuff. The in between game stuff. Our version of slop is marbles, I think. I think if I've done the translation correctly. Oh. Why is it called slop? An NRG win? Oh, they did it yesterday. Don't talk bad. Slop isn't a negative word. Don't treat slop as a negative here. Alright, I need a drink. I need a respite. I might get a cookie as well. So let me run an ad so we get that out of the way. And then we'll come back. And we'll do some marbles. And then one more. Just a single best of 7 to go, hey? Just a single best of 7 to go. Alright. Let me leave you on the flip side. What's that even mean? Thanks, Geeble. Alright. Be right back.
Let's see everyone.
Wait,听着。K1?
Yeah. Training car.
I'm on share with you.
Training car.
You did, what about?
I'm gonna go here.
Tier 1. Nice.
Normal, okay?
Let's go.
I'm here. I'm hanging in there. I got myself a cookie. Look at this one. Look, this one is primo. This one is primo. Look at this. This will give me energy for a best of 7. I can feel it. A W-Ange cookie? Exactly. You promise you'll go to bed, Juby? It's loading, it's loading. Perfect cookie. Good amount of chocolate to cookie ratio. Still holds its structure. But still soft. No milk though. Never have milk and cookies. Alright, I'm in. Anyone else want to play? Seems there's some interest. Some level of interest. All right. Oh. All right, so standard rules, standard rules. Standard rules. So winner gets VIP for a week. Loser, or like for slowest person, timed out for just 10 minutes. Is it 10 minutes? Or do you want to still do an hour? Wait, hold on. Where are we? Okay, they're not doing anything major on stream. We're all right. Let's get it underway, though. 10 seconds if you want in. 10 minutes? Fair enough, yeah. Forever. The permaban. Timeout for a week. Fuck that week. All right, here we go. Another fire-filled one. Cuba off to a strong start. It's actually 11th plague, though. Oh, off to the races here. Sir Fickless in a strong position. Gonna get the first speed boost here. Oh my god, that's a speed boost. Double speed boost. They're zooming around here. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Dylan! Flew too close to the sun. Quackaroni. Dragon Miller, no! This is not good. Peregrine, though, has taken the lead. Taken the lead, but now a much slower portion of the race. Crawling through the spinning tunnels. So many spinning tunnels. No way are we starting. Okay, no, it's just analysis. Don't worry. Peregrine winning the crawl. Winning the crawl. There's still so much more crawling to do. Hands and knees, people. Drag yourself along. Peregrine maintaining decent pressure. Oh no, what's happened? What's happened? He stalled out. He stalled out. Memory with the overtake. Peregrine's recovered. But the pack is closeted. O'Reilly, master of the tunnel. Don't let Riley Davis. You can't beat Riley Davis once he's on his hands and knees. Crawling through. Imber spinners now trying to make their way through. Peregrine gets slowed down. Anyone making a clean sweep through this? Enigma trying to get through. O'Reilly Davis holds the lead. Is this a giant press? Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Does it actually kill anyone or is it just for show? Oh no, Riley Davis knocked through. He's been booped off the edge. He was in the lead for so long. Oh. Elliot's taken that one. Taking it on the chin. Myth now, Peregrine, and Doctor of Nothing, all here. There's a few more flicking hearts. Myth, in the lead, has to avoid the heart. Has he got enough pace for it, though? Does get through. Doctor of Nothing stuck, though, into the first maze. Myth's going to get stuck. Peregrine, oh my god, the master of the maze. He gets right through. There's 2 more mazes, though. Peregrine, oh, he's truly the master of the maze. Truly the master of a third maze. Is it too much for him? Myth is catching up. Peregrine vote. Oh, he is the master of the maze. Into the final spinner. Where do you go after this? Where do you go after this one? Peregrine in. Myth in too. Anyone getting out with a tumbler? It's just a 2-horse race for real, for real. Anyone getting out? Myth? No, booped back. Myth? Zorro's fallen off during all of this. Now through the tumblers. Through the tumblers into the spin. Moving hearts underneath. Myth has the lead. Peregrine comes out. It should just be a clean sweep for Myth. A clean sweep. Peregrine cannot catch him. Myth's going to seal it. Myth in. Peregrine in second. A hard-fought race. Hats off to the two competitors. The Sir, I'm Jeb. Shortly afterwards, who's here at the back? 50 seconds left on the clock. As we get our top 10 being confirmed. Who is here at the back? 1992 836 352. In a spot of bother here, stuck. Wood Eater though. Wood Eater's in big trouble. They both get stopped by this heart. It's neck and neck. 30 seconds left. They miss the press though. They're okay. Wood Eater now up to the mazes. They need to master the maze here. 20 seconds left on the clock. 1992 836 352. Stuck at the back. Wood Eater. It's neck and neck. Hadidas might get dragged into this. It's a dogfight. They both get caught on the same part of the maze. Hadidas. It's a maze disaster for Hadidas. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Can't find his way out of the maze. 3, 2, 1. Orion. Oh, Orion was about to throw at Hadidas. Oh, Orion tried to throw so hard. Tried to throw so hard. Hadidas. Salute. On their way out. Myth for winner though. VIP for a week. Let me get the numbers right. Myth 8465. VIP for a week. What do you do now? You should just have it. You should just have it. Next time you type a message, try now. There we go. Important for a week. Oh, good shout. Sorry. That's on me. All right, that should be the right account. Save now. We still got analysis going on the desk. Oh, Rack and PG are streaming with comms. Good shout spot. There's no way we can get one more in. I'm in 24th. Hold on, I need some more air. Need my fan to be working overtime here. Tubby Hawk, disappointing finish. Castle Siege is fast. It says 4 minutes average. Castle Siege isn't fast. It can be so slow. All right, we gotta be quick, though. Gotta be quick. I'm gonna press play straight away. You got 10 seconds to join, okay? Fingers on buzzers. Fingers on buzzers. 10 seconds. 10 seconds if you want in. Same rules apply. Same rules apply. 2, 1. Are we in? Are we in? Did we get everyone in? Wait, unnamed balls? Unnamed balls? Guys, please label your balls. Unnamed balls? Unnamed balls. All right, we're going blind. We're going blind. TVNC set the world record. I don't know who's in first. Pog dies. It's a me. Wait, I'm in first. Look, top right, it's me. I'm a fucking goat.
Head of their match, so let's bring them.
Oh, we got an interview background.
We have a quick chat.
I've lost for balls.
We're heading into this series, gentlemen. Welcome, and of course, congratulations.
I've lost for
You both
balls.
Made it to the grand final. Starting with you, Casaurus. Probably that was not the way you wanted it to go, though. You had to fight back up from the.
Am I blind?
Bracket. Was the team and you faced it?
All right, there's a few balls here. Oh, push back.
We're just trying to get the max amount of maps here. Map 5 yesterday.
It's so hard to keep track without the names.
Today,
Wait,
map
Udman
5
now in the
against
lead.
Nightmare. We clutch it up. Sometimes you
They
toss
do
the
a
coin
balls
and it
check.
lands heads,
All right,
and,
ball check.
Luckily, we were
This
able
is
to
the angle, I think. This is
be
the angle.
untouchable there on the final map. I think we made some really good adaptations, and we're looking
Alright,
to bring
fuck.
it here to NRG. Hopefully, no more map 5.
Where am I?
7.
Yeah, wait, I'm curious, how do you respond to that? I mean, that was pretty convincing, or not, I don't want to say
A
too
few
convincing
slow-moving
because
balls
it didn't go to
here.
Map 5, but it felt like you were in control, especially on that Suravasa.
Where are the names?
Cal
I know
as
it's
well.
bugged. It's
Like,
bugged.
Are you just going to shut them down the same way like
Poseidon
you did
out the front here. I think this is Poseidon.
I think they can hope for.
I can't see anything.
For us, it's
I
not
can't
that
see
serious.
anything.
All right, locked in.
Should I just restart?
You know, I'm curious, like with all these roster changes, Weeds with
Restart?
NRG, you guys,
I feel like it's no fun without
the team,
this.
but looking stronger than ever. How has it been integrating these
Starting
new guys
soon.
into
They're doing the
squad, whether
interviews
it was
too.
Tree and UV.
All right, quick. All right, 10 seconds.
Squad to now Kellen and Attack being on the team. How has that been with all these new players, fresh faces coming into the team?
I think once
You were
I got
winning.
all these new guys.
All right, 10
I
seconds,
hit
10 seconds,
my
back
goal,
in.
Right away to make sure.
All right, we've got
everyone had a
names this
role
time.
on the
We've got
team
names.
And like make sure there's like a strong identity with like the lineup, like the 2 lineups of guys, like the 3-man sub out. So.
All right, we're going.
I think
Everyone
we've
in?
Done that pretty good so
Hope
far.
everyone was in.
I got one more question.
All right, now we've
I
got names. Now we're talking. Now we're
So,
talking.
you
This
got
is the real
Fuller-
one.
Fuller held on Shambhala Monastery yesterday,
Enks?
and then you lost Blizzard World against
Enks out in
Calcinori.
front.
Do you
Early
have a
start.
plan for
Here
Cal?
come
Are
the
you
rest.
worried
Oh,
about Cal?
ages
Are you
immediate.
worried
Zorro,
about-
where are we going?
You know,
Enks with the early lead. 1 speed boost. Looking good. Looking good so far for Enks. More shots. Whoa! Missed! Someone stop him! Somebody stop him!
Let's see if it
Oh, he
will come
dodges these
through or
ones.
not.
He's still
Both of
crawling
you, thank you
forward.
so much for
Another
joining
speed
us,
boost for
and
Mist.
Best of luck in the grand finals.
Unbelievable run from
Thank you
Mist.
so much.
Dodges
Oh,
all of
great to
this.
hear it.
He's so close to the end, Mist. He's 1 away. Oh, and up. No! Wait, no! He's dead. No. Flew too close to the sun. Wait, what has happened to Red Eyes at the back? Red Eyes has been left in the dust. Luna now at the front. Everyone else is in a crawl. Luna's going to get the speed boost. Luna now with a significant lead. Our new champion. Oh, creeping forward. Not the maximum speed boost, but doing okay. Luna still edging towards success. Always edging. Oh, stalled out by this one. Oh, no. Goes all the way back. Beans and potatoes now. Our new champion gets the barrel. Dodges these ones. A good run for Beans. Luna's running into more problems. Beans and potatoes. Oh, another good boost. Oh, hits the barrel. Oh, the barrels send Beans spiraling back. A barrel forward. Will Beans miss a single barrel during all of this? Luna trying to catch up. No, Beans is going to go into another. Come on, Beans. Just dodge a single barrel, will you? 1 barrel. Just a single barrel. All right, predictions are locked in. Beans still trying to dodge all the barrels. No, goes backwards now. Here come the chasing pack. Code Monkey up in front. Dodges that shot, and that affects a lot of the creation pack. For barrels, though. Can he rise the barrels? Oh, clearing a few of them. Stalled now, just stuck. Thrall is going to creep ahead. Oh, wait, no. Works out for Code Monkey. Works out for Code Monkey. This last shot. Dodges it. Dodges. Oh, the speed boost is okay. Bobbles. Too far. Too much on it. Now Wolfman creeping forward. I think you might be dead, Red Eyes, by the way. I think you're in big trouble here, just as a side effect. Oh, Wolf hits the barrel. Oh, this barrel's blocking. Wolf creeping forward. Can they dodge for barrels? No, booped off the edge of the last minute. Poseidon, no, TVNT again. TVNT is the king of the castle. Every single time. Wait, does it not say TVNT's in, no? Is he not in? Wait, how did TVNT not win? It's TVNT. It's TVNT. Graveyard hot dog. Fake champion. That's the ghost? What do you mean it's a ghost? You can't just start calling stuff a ghost. What's going on here? What's happened? How's he not in? It's not TVNT? Ghost like in Mario Kart? I don't understand. That doesn't mean anything to me. I didn't see who was last. It was Red Eyes, right? Red Eyes was stuck away at the start. Oh, it's for record. Is it for rec? No, surely it's not, though, because he finished ages ago. Is for previous record? Oh! Well, where's the real TVNT then? Did you enter? Did you not get in time? Because I can't see you, like, normally. Search play bar at the top. Yeah, TVNT. It says you weren't in TVNT. Is it fake news? Is Graveyard Hot Dog our real champion? Alright, we're actually going in. We're going in. Alright, Graveyard Hot Dog. We're going in. We're going in.
Hola.
Vamos!
Underlay, mate. We're ready to get things going.
Are we doing this map in Spanish?
I mean, you know, I don't even have the lightest of Spanish education, so I don't think I can manage that. But we can see NRG Shock taking a leaf out of the playbook of Nightmare, going with the same Lucio Kiriko comp again here. And Toronto Defiant, they haven't learned their lesson. They're once again rolling out on the Ana Ilari. So let's see if this punishes them. Really nice adaptation from NRG Shock. They watched that previous match and they think, you know what? Let's just do the same thing. Ultraviolet getting his Suzu forced ridiculously early though. Not sure that's the best of looks. Kellen has the angle, but already Toronto has gotten more of a rotation off than they did last time. Kellen, he's so low, but Tree, he catches Merit. There is no... Oh, goodness. I think NRG Shock, they've rushed that a little bit, to be honest. I know you need to go fast with this matchup, but the fact that the Suzu was used so early for Ultraviolet, really dangerous, means that he's not going to be able to keep himself alive on the actual push when they need it. If he had Suzu, he would have probably confidently TP'd onto Kellen, put down the Suzu, kept them alive inside Kellen's bubble. So I think a bit much there from NRG Shock.
Can I get a quick time check as well? 12%, 13%, 14%.
I'm like half a second behind you, so I'll figure it out. Let's just get it.
All right.
All good.
Nano nearly up for RuPaul now. Likely to be used defensively here as well. Pressure onto Vega, but will hold strong. And it's Tree who's caught, and now all of a sudden Sugarfree and someone else finding so much value before these engage timings come through, and they just crush Scissors Nair. No threat at all to the backline this time of Toronto. They hold strong. Don't even have to invest for Nano on that next dive as we get a pause.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot more rough for NRG Shock now. That first fight, that's the one to win. Second fight, again, you have a reasonable chance because the defenders, because the in-control team will not have any of their ultimates yet. But now, once the ultimates start to come online for the Toronto Defiant, it gets really, really dangerous because it's so easy to counter out these dives of the Lucio compositions because everyone has to be so stacked up to benefit from the speed. It's so easy to throw out a Nano Boost, a Dynamite, a Captive Sun, so many different things that can ruin their rotation. And once ultimates come online, there's like 3 times as many options for the side of Toronto Defiant. Really scary now for NRG Shock.
Quick unpause as well, so we'll get straight back into it. And it's looking like a daunting situation right now. They're going to go for more kills in spawn. Keen to stagger out. Kellen is 1 HP. Someone gets the exit kill. Just a little bit more time on the clock now for Toronto. Easy for them so far. Scissors has the pulse bomb. UV still getting close to this, but Toronto, they've got so many answers. It's really only Merit who's not got his ultimate. And we have to see NRG try and take this approach. Looks like they're going to try and wait out a little bit of this rail. It looks like Tree's actually still got it, actually. Tree's got this full rail to go with here. Early E doesn't find anything, though. Just trying to get through this left-hand side. Toronto ready to rotate, and someone's just going to hit him early. Primal doesn't give him a chance. They don't even let him get close this time. Someone's just going to dismantle Tree. Eyes on the Lucio. Someone right hook into rack attack there. And it is one-way traffic.
Yeah, I mean, now, like, Toronto, they're just in the driver's seat. I mean, that was only Primal Rage, and suddenly, Pulse Bomb comes out from Scissors. That forces a counter Nano. Maybe that's a little sign of life, breath of air here for the side of NRG Shock. Maybe one less ultimate to deal with on the retake that could be worthwhile. Ultraviolet, though, getting dived in, spawned by someone, and that's just going to tear him to bits. Kellen gets the kill on Merit. He almost has the Primal Rage. There it is. Primal Rage coming out for Kellen, but he's just going to have to go for the touch. He's going to go touch. He's going to play to stall. Rack Attack has the beat. He throws it down, catches it on Kellen. Kellen simultaneously getting the touch and the kill on Vega. Good lord, this guy can play monkey even when you give him 200 ping. But is it going to be enough for NRG Shock to even reclaim this? Ultraviolet throws down the Kitsune Rush in main. Overclock comes out, but the nade is insane. Catches Ultraviolet and Tree, and down goes the Overclock. Down goes the entirety of NRG Shock.
100-0 right here. It looked possible for a second when UV dropped that Kitsune Rush, but I think the fact that we're not seeing these type of ults until in these last desperate situations kind of tells us how the map went so far. Not a great look for him. We'll obviously move on now to Mecha Base. We'll get some different looks here in terms of what they want to go for. Toronto going to be starting on... They want to try and do the Ana Alari again. This time with the Diva, though. It's one of these situations where if Toronto Defiant can win the first fight, it's going to feel really good for them because they have all the space in the world. They can set that Ana Alari up on these massive, hard-to-engage angles. But if NRG are able to win the first fight and they can start holding these close chokes, retaking with Ana Alari into this is going to be very tricky. So a lot of importance on this first fight here.
Yeah, the first fight really is everything for this matchup because Toronto Defiant's comp so snowbally if they're able to get that early ultimate and positioning advantage. Kellen immediately pushing up on the side, but you can see Toronto, they've read this situation. Their backline is so far away. It's going to be really difficult to close the gap. Even more difficult if your Rack Attack goes down early on in the piece to a nade from Rupal. Rupal actually taken down by Scissors, so it's a 4 versus 4, but this Malga composition without a Lucio, it's so difficult for them to gap close. We can see we've got somebody from the side of Toronto Defiant on the point right now. So NRG Shock, they're feeling the pressure to make a move. Tree dived by someone, but he will be kept alive by Ultraviolet. And in fact, it is looking like this first fight has gone the way of NRG Shock. The cap has gone to Toronto, but not for long. Vega actually catching a late kill on Tree there. So we are going to need to see some more cleanup from NRG Shock if they want to really solidify this win. Nice pin from Kellen, catching out Vega. Another nade from the side of Rupal. This guy, he bleeds purple. Everywhere we go, purples from Rupal again and again. So much pressure coming out from the hit scan. Merit already 70% of the way to the bomb. And Kellen off the map. Got real. A felony.
They've got enough problems here, NRG Shock, without their Malga falling off the map, and they will have to now retake. They have to try and find a way to close the distance, and Winston is the choice for Kellen. Maybe it was intentional. Maybe it was intentional.
I refuse to believe that was intentional.
Window back for UV now, so keeping the Baptiste. Imagine he will swap into the Curie when he gets the opportunity, but this window can help him get a bit of space. They're going to try and give him a little bit of a fake here. Left side, right side, trying to make him guess what door they're coming out of. UV will pop that window, but doesn't get the one tap onto Vega. They're trying to walk out now. Nade onto the back, as always. Doesn't manage to avoid using Lamp here, actually. Good discipline by UV. Gets everyone out of this, and now they can start walking up top, but Kellen has lost so much HP. Someone is all over him. The bubble's been used defensively from Kellen. He has to jump out. Lamp will repel him. They disengage this Bob, so all of NRG get out with their lives. No, they don't! Sugar Free with the late pulse bomb. Rack has the beat, but I don't know if they want to commit it here or they want to wait until they're 5. They do trade Vega, actually, so Rack will invest. Defensive nano onto Merit, but Kellen's just going to ignore him. Rack's going to get a little tap. Rupal's sort of split underneath here. Jump onto Merit, but still has the tail end of that nano. Coach got away, and Sugar Free is there. He's always there. And now Merit is just posted up, waiting to try and get the exit kill. They still lose the Diva. It's not quite over yet. 3 players from NRG still on this high ground.
So difficult for the side of NRG Shock, even now that they have the ultimates. The fact that they have swapped comp really coming back to bite them, you know. Kellen, he hasn't built an ultimate this round. Window, very poor synergy with the Winston comp. Weak synergy with the Sojourn as well. And now we see NRG Shock, they're fighting an uphill battle. They have to play into these wide angles from Toronto. They have to touch the point, go into the sideline of Merit, of Rupal. Sugar Free takes down Ultraviolet, but someone loses his mech in kind. Kellen also has the Primal Rage, so if he can survive just long enough, enough to get it off. It will be okay. Captive Sun lands on Kellen, but he is still so healthy. Rack Attack takes down someone, so there will not be a remake. Kellen actually primaling Merit and taking him down. It's looking like NRG Shock are going to flip this point back in their favor. Tree fighting with Sugar Free actually loses that duel, and RuPaul, he gets away. Vega gets a trade on Scissors underneath. Unbelievable. Sugar Free kept alive though. RuPaul back in the fight on the high ground. Here comes Kellen, the felon. He takes down RuPaul, and NRG Shock, they're back in this one. They have ults in the back pocket. Tree has the overclock. Rack Attack hooning towards a beat drop, but Toronto, they've got options too. They've got the nano boost, which can keep someone alive. It can keep Merit alive. It can enable aggression. And as soon as Merit's Bob comes up, we're going to be so worried about the point touch. If we see Sugar Free go to force the point and then a Bob come to support him, it could be bad news for this, the Shock side.
Anna and Ash went right-hand side here, so Kellen's going to pressure him out. So now RuPaul and Merit, they rotate to the same side as the rest of their team. But Sugar Free's died on point while this is happening, so full control. Snare out the choke is going to slow down RuPaul, and NRG, they keep control. This split repush from Toronto, it can work if they get the space, but it also provides opportunities. Bob to try and turn the fight. Rack's going to beat to keep going here. They're going to try and go into the sport. They kind of don't need to, so it's a wasted beat. Kitsune Rush still coming up for NRG, so there's still options there, but they could have just left that Bob and got out, I think.
Yeah, that beat from Rack, not ideal. Ultraviolet making up for Rack's mistakes, though. Getting a nice early pick onto RuPaul. To RuPaul was a true win condition for the side of Toronto Defiant here. Pulse Bomb eaten by someone, but still, Toronto Defiant, they do not have players. They do not have their main source of healing. Oh my god, so many ults being thrown in by NRG Shock. They need a kill, though. Kellen takes down Vega. RuPaul's coming back with the nano boost. They're not out of the woods yet. Toronto Defiant, they have the nano boost going out onto someone. RuPaul taking so low, but Tree goes down. 1-for-1 trades. Ultraviolet takes out Merit, but then someone takes out Ultraviolet. Kellen, though, he has the Primal Rage, and Toronto, they don't have answers for this one. Rack Attack going down. Kellen taking down someone, throwing down the bubble onto the bomb.
It's a
pause.
UVDC. A UVDC.
UVDC. Was UV dead?
I think he was already respawning. I think it was only like a dogfight on point. I'm not sure.
No, genius play from UV, faking a disconnect so that he can get back into the fight sooner. He will come back respawned instead of respawning. And I think that this fight is going to go the way of NRG Shock. The fact that it's a 2v2, but Kellen is still alive with the Primal Rage, unless Kellen shits the sheets, this could be a win for the NRG Shock, equalizing this map.
Great opportunity here. It really looks like they're in big trouble at the start, but they recover really well. All of a sudden, things are starting to land. We see the difficulties they have on retake. Kellen, once again, proving his worth on that Winston, doing so much for his team, trying to shut down these split angles. Certainly feels a lot better than the Malga. And now a really weird situation, right? Pause timing in play. A lot of time to think about this very specific situation for both teams and what they want to do next.
Oh, geez. I mean, if this pause goes much longer, I'm going to have to start slopping it up. That's all I'm going to say. I think, you know, we might as well look to... I can't run ads, chat. I can't. It's on cooldown from auto-running before. I can't press the button. If I could, I would. I would serve you the ads. Don't worry. Unfortunately, the button just is not enabled right now. Don't worry, I would love to monetize you if it was possible. I think for the next point, it's going to be really rough for the side of NRG Shock again. I mean, they don't have the strongest on a brig, and I mean, we saw how that went last time. It's basically first fight or nothing, and they haven't had a lot of success in the first fights. Unpause comes out now, so let's get straight back into it. Sugar Free and Scissors duking it out on the point. They are in so much trouble, though. I think he's just been primaled off the map by Kellen. Now it's all on Sugar Free to keep things alive. He actually plays his life, and RuPaul playing for the KD on Lucio instead of the point touch, wall riding on the back end of the little uppy downy thingy, and that is going to be a point win for NRG Shock.
All right. Oh, a bit anticlimactic in the end, actually, if it wasn't ready for an eternal dogfight, but Kellen actually makes short work of that one. But this is the big problem now, right? This was the problem they had on Sanctuary. This is the map Toronto dominated. Nightmare on before as well, so this Anna Brig so difficult to deal with. Remember, Toronto do the TP out of spawn here, get their entire backline onto that high ground. We saw Nightmare solving this by rotating into the Toronto spawn, forcing the drop and then chasing them. We'll see if NRG adopt a similar strategy here or if they have something else in mind.
All right, Energy Shock, they do want to just one-to-one copy Nightmare's approach, hoping that they can make it work. Even though it was 100-0 last time for the side of Nightmare, Energy Shock, they are believers in this matchup. This is where they have the strength. Now, Energy Shock, this is their chance. They get one turn here, one chance to push the backline before the positions will become too strong. Kellen has been flailed mid-air. He's taken so low. Suzu burned, and we can see now, Toronto, they're under a lot of pressure. They're so low. If Kellen gets the next jump, they could go down. Sleep that lands on Tree, though, and Tree will fall. Ultraviolet soon to follow, and it is looking like Toronto Defiant, they will weather the storm. Kellen catches Merit, but it's just not enough. Only Scissors and Rack Attack left standing for the side of Energy Shock. Toronto, I mean, it's so hard to break their position here on this high ground. The angle, it's so long, so easy for the Ash, the Brig to mark the Winston's jump. How can you close that gap?
It's so difficult. They have to. You saw even like Scissors trying to go a little bit earlier just to try and take a bit of pressure away, just to try and take some of that attention so Kellen can find that jump. But they're going to do the same here. I don't know if they're actually better, maybe even going all the way round to the spawn again, just to try and change the angle, come from their own high ground, or go underneath them first, force point. They're just going to try and brute force their way through. Does give a rail here onto Merit. Can't quite follow the kill, and it's someone who dies. The sleep hits. Scissors will go down. RuPaul nasty with him, and Sugar Free's going to hit the pulse bomb to finish off Kellen. Everything landing right now for Toronto.
Oh, goodness. It feels like we've been here before, Xavier. It feels like we've seen these exact scenes. This feels so much like the Nightmares first map, where time and time again, they try and get the dive off on the Toronto backline, but they're just 1% away. They can never close. Even with a headshot railgun from Tree, they're unable to get the kill on Merit right away. They're able to weather the storm, and now it's the same situation as last time, where Toronto, they have the ultimates. We're going to need to see a massive Kitsune rush. A Dink comes out, but Suzu's forced already. There it is. Vega goes down. The Kitsune rush is so deep. RuPaul being dived by Kellen. Rack Attack goes down to the primal rage of someone right as he was about to get the beat, but Merit with the counter nano. We've seen this scene before too. Kellen, he has the primal though, and he's going to take Merit. Scissors get Sugar Free, and Energy Shock, they might just be able to do it. He's already used the primal rage. Kellen, he's on the point trying to guard the touch. He primals someone off. Rack Attack is coming back, but he is a nice guy. He does not have the beat ready just yet. All of the Toronto Defiant, they are starting to stagger back in. 4 versus 3 on the point, soon to be a 5 versus 5. Big comes in for Rack Attack. They go deep. Will it be enough? Oh, Overclock not invested. The backline of Toronto Defiant kiting it out in main. Someone staying alive. Pulse Bomb comes out. Tree, Rack Attack taken. And oh, God. It's Groundhog Day. It's another situation where no matter what you do, you cannot beat Toronto Defiant on Busan downtown. Kellen, he's done so much. He gets another 2, but there's no touch. Kellen, I mean, he did all that he possibly could, but it just was not enough.
You just can't take Toronto down on Busan downtown, and it's just that timing, right? Because Vega uses the rally to try and make sure they hold onto the point, does get that, but then it just gives such a clear timing for NRG to get value out of that beat. But it doesn't connect. It's just entirely kited there. They all just come from main. They get away with it. RuPaul good for the sleep again. I don't think if he actually missed a sleep in that entire last round there. And Toronto starting strong, which is also what happened yesterday.
Brutal. Just brutal for the side of NRG Shock. If only they got the first map pick too, you know? If only they were able to pick something that worked for them. Given Toronto is coming in through the lower bracket, you would think that NRG, who just beat Toronto, would get to take the pick, but unfortunately they get forced into Toronto's best map for the 15 millionth time in a row.
Yeah, if only there was some way to give the upper bracket team some kind of advantage early on at the start of the series. But until such technology is developed, I guess we'll have to use the current system.
Yeah, no, we'll just carry on with the current system. There is no way to fix it. I mean, at least it's not EWC's tiebreaker system, you know? Because we've seen that, you know, that created some miracles too. All right, slop and ads, the two essentials of life. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Roger that. I need some more water. So we're hitting the ad as well. You're getting ads from both sides. We're truly ad maxing right now. So take a look at some of these products and probably buy all of them immediately. That would be my personal advice. Just buy them all immediately. Runa Sappy. Well, Toronto, surely they won't lose their third Runa Sappy in a row. That has to be tremendously unlikely, I think. Tremendously so. Did anyone get any good ads? What products did we buy? Did we all manage to find some good products to buy? Got to make sure we're keeping that consumerism up. You just bought a Big Mac? Nice, Kai. Your victory burger? Oh. Fuck. Runa Sappy again. Congratulations as well, Kai. Fucking thought Shockwave had you for a second. Recovered on Junkertown. You bought 20 AMD graphics cards today. Beautiful, beautiful. That's the default number that most people need. You got a weird ASMR Burger King ad. Well, you gotta get some Burger King now. Ooh. Alright. Let's lock it. Anna, Lucio, Diva, Farah Ash. It's Sombra time for NRG. We'll see how this works out. Should give them a pretty good attempts here to get onto RuPaul. Lucio obviously provides for Anna a lot of ability to have an aggressive influence, but can leave her a little bit short in some of these defensive situations, especially against the sort of triple threat all-in style that NRG Shock can have when they have the appropriate setup or ultimates.
Yeah, Energy Shock, I mean, this composition is so scary for them. They're going to be under so much pressure from the Farah and the Ashe both. The fact that they weren't able to find an early dive, meaning the Kellen, he's just not able to sustain. Tree and Scissors, so much is on them to get the setup. Tree actually managed to take down Merit, and Kellen, oh my god, Sugar Free is struggling so hard to take down Rack Attack. Scissors takes down RuPaul as well. This is an even fight right now. It's only Sugar Free and someone left alive. Tree clutching it out. Tree and Scissors both. Now, Kellen and Rack Attack is still alive. The fight is not over yet. If Kellen can take down someone's mech, the card is actually pushing for Energy Shock. No healers alive for the side of the Defiant. I don't know how they've done it, but Energy Shock, well, I do know how they've done it. Sugar Free wasted 15 seconds missing rockets, but here we are.
They're going to stop it at the corner now. RuPaul trying to find an aggressive nade, or trying to just back up here, actually. Will pocket Sugar Free out, trying to swing wide. Opportunities for nades. He's looking for them, but can't find anything yet. Scissors is far behind. Will be pinging that Farah. They spotted him out, though. Scissors looking for an opportunity to get all the way onto RuPaul, who has that nano boost. Kitsune Russian beat not ready yet, and someone's killed Kellen, but pulse bombs wide from Scissors here. Will be repelled, and with that tank advantage, they should just be able to walk forward now, Toronto. Any trade would go a long way if Scissors can find it. He's doubling down. They're all coming in. UV's coming, but RuPaul is just getting the full treatment. Everybody looking after him.
Oh, I mean, the Felon is just having a rough time with it. Every time a fight starts, he's just getting torn to shreds. Energy Shock, I mean, they're coming up on so many ultimates, but Toronto have just as much. The Nano Barrage is going to be so scary. Energy Shock not playing the Diva, not able to eat that. Here comes the Nano Boost, and already Helen is on the back foot. He's being pushed so deep. Nano Barrage is in their spawn. Looks like they're simultaneously capping the checkpoint. I mean, this is a little bit disastrous now for the side of the Energy Shock. We're 2 minutes into the map, and already checkpoint conceded, and fights just lost. Oy.
Yeah, really, really strong start for Toronto here. We've seen him have problems on Runa Sappy a lot over these last sort of 48 hours, but a recovery here. Tree has the EMP, but it's a beat-in, it's a bob forward. Toronto are choosing tempo here. RuPaul just trying to sleep for Sombra. Can't find him, but it doesn't matter. Sugar Free, they've done the damage with their aggressive ults, and this is going to be a zero-trade fight for Toronto. Was that an Ajax as well?
I think that was an Ajax from Rack Attack. I did not see any green health bars on the side of NRG Shock. And it looks like Toronto, they're really starting to steal away with it now. Tree swapping off the Sombra over to the Sojourn. Wants something that can shoot the sky. I would have thought that the Luciano was too greedy. Would have thought that the Sombra was a good pick here. Bomb into the spawn, gets nothing. Someone got a little bit excited. Vega got even more excited going down to air. And that is going to be Merit taken out as well. Ultraviolet, he threw in the Kitsune rush there when they already had the player advantage. I'm not sure whether they needed that, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and when you're down 110 meters, I mean, you can be happy with even the smallest of wins.
Yeah, take what you can get at that point, and they still have decent ultimates. They have the Primal, they have the Pulse Bomb to throw into this next one. Just have to care in this barrage as they go around, but finally a chance for NRG to do some pushing rather than some defending. We'll try and find an opportunity. I think you're right in the sense that RuPaul should feel like he's having a harder time in this matchup, but it's not been the case so far. Primal should be another example. Kellen's trying to go on the flank here, and where's my Winston going?
Oh, well, where's the entirety of my NRG Shock going? They're just falling by the wayside. This is absolute wank. This is not cinema. This is nothing of the sort. This is just NRG Shock falling over, losing ult exchanges, losing neutrals, having a really hard time here versus Toronto's comp. The double greedy DPS picks, the greedy backline too, and somehow they're just not able to find any of these conversions. Kellen, we need you to wake up. Another barrage in the same spot as last time, fully matrixed by someone. Now Sugar Free taking down Ultraviolet as well, and while Kellen Primal's throwing his hands around, taking down Merit, taking down Vega. Still, the cart is rolling. Cart is being pushed forward. Kellen is looking for a third one on RuPaul, not quite able to finish that. Instead, jumping out, playing his life. Perhaps the wise choice in this situation. Just a bit rough.
I think you might be slightly ahead of me. I'm on 5-17, 16, 15,
oh, yeah,
14,
keep counting.
13, 12, 11,
Let's sync back up.
10.
Cool.
Beautiful. Nano now in the hands of RuPaul. Chances to use this one defensively, chance to use it aggressively in the Pharah. Everything they've really done so far has worked. Suzu used already onto Tree. Tree's trying to go up, and they're going to use that Suzu as their timing to go. Barrage in, hunting down this Sojourn. Nowhere to go, nowhere to escape. Any chance to trade? No, just to sleep in an execution for Kellen. Oh, Yuvi's got Vega. Probably the least valuable trade. Vega will be back fairly quickly. But NRG Shock, they just can't get anything done. Every nano timing's devastating them.
Jeez, really rough for NRG Shock, I'm going to be honest. Just losing every single ult turn. You put a nano boost on Lenny, you cash in a fight win. Unbelievable stuff. NRG Shock in a lot of trouble. Scissors has the pulse bomb. I mean, we're going to be asking for a serious clutch right now. Tree coming up on the overclock as well. Bob thrown in first from Merit though. Recall from Scissors for not a whole lot of anything. I don't know what to think of this one. To be honest, Toronto, they're just stealing it away. They've got the bot, they're pushing again. Kellen jumps deep, Ultraviolet throws in the Kitsune rush, and it's just kited away. There's nobody there. Nothing happening at all. Ultraviolet, he's Kitsune rushing his demons.
Meanwhile, Sugar Free is barraging his demons, taking down Kellen. Tree may be responding too with the overclock. They're going to beat in as well. This is their timing again. It's expensive, but Tree connecting everything. 4 for Tree, 5. All right. Only cost 2 support ults and overclock, but we're once again moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to turn the map around, I mean, it might toss you a couple of support ultimates, but a Tree 5k, it's a good way to start it. RuPaul coming up on another one of these nano boosts, though, and it is really scary to see a nano boost coming out, because every single time nano boost has come out, Lenny has gone and eviscerated the Shock. Kellen 80% on the Primal Rage as well. Toronto Defiant's comp, without RuPaul hitting the sleep, it's really difficult for them to deal with these Primals. So let's see if NRG Shock can make anything of this neutral fight, or if they'll just fall over yet again. RuPaul has the nano now. Out it goes on to Sugar Free. Sugar Free goes deep. He's chasing down Rack, and there goes the resident nice guy once again. Tree goes down. Everybody goes down to the Nano Pharah again and again and again. 3, 2, 1 Nano Pharah, and then everyone dies for the side of NRG Shock for perhaps the 3rd or 4th time this map already.
Yeah, and there's still a quarter of a time left. There's still a time for another couple of these to happen. Kellen will be coming back with a primal. Pulse Bomb is up for Scissors again. But NRG, they've been on the back foot the entire map so far. Something needs to start working for them. Something needs to change. Sugar-free Merit, you see him just on these long angles, spamming them down, making the walk up so difficult. So frequently they're getting this early Suzu out of UV, and it's just leaving them short. Kitsune Rush is nearly there for UV, does get naded. Does nearly have an opportunity to use this through the right-hand side. Trying to poke out someone. There's the dive in. Bubble used. Primal used on top of this as well. Vega's beat will keep him safe from both of these for now. The fast hands from Kellen, but he's going to be put to sleep. Pulse Bomb out from Scissors. Does catch Sugar-free. Kellen considering chasing more, but will be happy with what they've got. Again, we're in the expensive territory. And oh, Kellen, no, he's going to get traded late.
Oh, jeez. What time are you at right now?
1:43, 42. 41, 40.
Did you wind up 2 seconds ahead, I swear. Give me another count.
36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31,
Yeah, cool.
30.
Synced
All
again.
right.
I don't know how I've managed that.
Yeah, mine
all
froze
good
for a
in the
second, but I thought I was okay. Maybe not, though. Anyway,
Yeah.
they do manage to win the fight,
Oh.
but we're at that fateful timing, Max. A Nano is in the hands of RuPaul, a Barrage is in the hands of Sugar-free, and NRG don't really have any direct answers. Not that anything they've had previously has been an answer either.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking a little bit difficult for the side of Energy Shock. We've seen how it goes when there's a Nano Barrage in the hands of Toronto. And there's actually more than just a Nano Barrage. Down goes Kellen, and again, it's so hard to deal with this. This Winston comp, it just seems woefully unprepared. Sugar-free, what is this, his 5th fight win with a Nano Boost so far? It is unrelenting. It has to stop.
It's unbelievable, really. It's just... Kellen has now gone Diva. 40 seconds. They do have an answer to the Nano Barrage, but that might actually be the last Nano Barrage they have to face in this map. So they have both support ults here on NRG Shock. Overclock available for this next one. One more shot.
Some say better late than never, but it does really feel like in this instance, Kellen, there is no point in being that late to the party. Making that adjustment with 20 seconds on the clock, I don't know whether it's going to be worthwhile. Lots of ultimates coming online for NRG Shock, though. We saw a 5k from Tree last time he had the overclock. Let's see if he can make something happen again. Fast rotation into the room on the side, up the jump pad, Merit under heaps of pressure. Pulse Bomb goes just so wide from Scissors. Everything is being thrown into this fight now from NRG Shock. They've actually burned 3 ultimates, and it looks like they're around about even. The cart is being rolled away from them, though. Scissors, he has to chase it. RuPaul with the steal, and Rack Attack unable to get the finish. Kellen slept up as well, so RuPaul, he's still alive right now. Scissors, Jamal's son, trying his best to stall. RuPaul still peeks out in main, rotating again and again, and it's looking like NRG Shock, they're not even going to be able to clean this one up.
Unbelievable that RuPaul survives that entire situation. Now, Overclock has been popped by Tree, so they've got control of the payload. They don't want to push it too far, though. They need to buy time for everyone to get there. Meanwhile, Toronto, they just slow it down, and we might just get time for one more Nano Barrage timing here. But Tree wants to take out Sugar-free. Might have an option. Someone's desperately trying to do it, but Tree, he finds the rail. Oh, but everyone else falls, though. Scissors gets one more late trade, but I don't think he can do it. Wait, Merit is low. It's Scissors versus 2 right now. Such a difficult situation. Pulse Bomb, but no recall.
Terribly rough map for the NRG Shock. Not having the answers to those Nano Barrages, Nano Faras for so long. And then finally, when they make the adaptation, I mean, it's all just too late. They don't have what it takes to win the neutrals. Really, an absolute disaster there for NRG Shock. And now that they've gone to Runasapi, now that they've lost that first map, where do they go next? They don't have cheese strats like Nightmare. They don't have the Rhine Bastion for Circuit Royale. So what is the pathway forward for them? Last time they took it to a Blizzard World that was Toronto's pick, and they won that. I mean, do they have the confidence to go to a matchup like that again, to throw in PGE and try to win in the slow matchup?
I mean, it's good. It's always important, I think, in these series, if things are struggling, like you just change it, right? Give them new problems to solve. Obviously, we did even see him full hold on with Shimbali as well, right? So it's not really insane at all to go towards something like that. I think the Blizzard World is really reasonable. Maybe even for Circuit Royale. I know it didn't go great for him, but the fact that Toronto play this like Winston Anna Alari comp, I think there is a way through there if you can get a good snowball. So I think there's way more options than if you had asked me, you know, before the last couple of games Toronto have played what the best pick is. I would have said there's not a single map that's the best pick. But all of a sudden now, I think there's a few more options that look a bit more viable for NRG.
Yeah, NRG, I mean, they have choices, but it is starting to look a little bit like, you know, the Toronto that we're a bit more familiar with. Last time, was it a reverse sweep that they lost yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they drop one more map and then they get into reverse sweep mode, you know? NRG, clearly we don't have to count them out just because they've lost a map or two. There is a very real chance that they can still take this series. But, you know, maybe switching up the archetype would be a good thing, you know? Let's get Cal in the lineup. Let's get Attack. Attack had an unreal performance on the DV yesterday. So if we get a few of those players in, change up the archetype a bit, we get the content creator, we get PGE in. I mean, it could be a good look.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think it's worth a shot. And it also gives a chance just to reset some of the momentum here. Still a load of good choices. Hybrid Escort open, all that.
Yeah, all right, slop time. And ads.
Ooh. Should do some ads as well. Keep on adding. Something clearly admits Kellen diffs him with a Winston Miravo. Does he clearly admit that? I mean, Kellen's really good. They're both really good, though. Korean Winstons. What can you do, huh? What can you do? These goddamn Korean Winstons every single time. They did, yeah, but it was a Tracer Sombra mirror yesterday that they lost, so it is PG, Attack, UV, Callan. So Circuit Royale, Blizzard World, something like that. Feels like it'll be on the cards, right? Tree over to the Tracer role. That feels the direction we're going to be going. Shambali, you reckon? Could be Shambali too. Yeah, it was a really good hold, just the attack. Then obviously they maybe had time to change that or tweak that, either in terms of what they actually do, or if they just actually run a different comp, maybe even potentially. Didn't they just show Shambali? I was reading a message. Sorry. Did they actually just show Shambali? Alright. I don't know. I know they've shown Shambali, but Tova might be right. It could still be Circuit. You never know. You never know. All right, let's get that out of the way. And let's get ready for it. Some great conspiracy. I mean, we've had production errors in the thing before, so I guess you never know. You maybe sometimes know. Oh, 2-minute break. All right. Getting these ads out of the way. You pray for an energy win, but Toronto look like they've solved this match after yesterday. Yeah, they look a lot improved, right? There's a chance that what Toronto did after losing that series was put maybe more time into prepping some of the changes for certain maps they ran into, and also for a lot of the NRG-based problems they had, and maybe didn't worry so much about Nightmare on the basis that they 3-0'd him not too long ago. So they might actually be more prepared for this NRG matchup than they were for the Nightmare one. You've been watching the stream on and off since 9 AM before work, during work and after. Fuck. I mean, I guess it has been a long one. I did take a couple of naps, but what are we on? We're approaching hour 40 of being live. Which is, that's an amount, right? That's an amount. Can you ask Unter, why would you want the Anja way, though? How much have I slept on the weekend? On Thursday, I probably had like... maybe like 6 or 7 hours. Then Friday night, I would have had maybe like 5 hours. And then last night, I had 3 hours. But then I also had like a 2 and a bit hour nap between Korea and EMEA. So whatever the sum total of all those numbers is. Hold on, let me just rename these VODs before I forget. 01.09. Korea CoStream. What does my fiance think of it? Well, you have to remember, I've been doing like... this is probably a more extreme version than I have done recently. Or I have done like in the past. But in reality, I've always done like a version of this stuff, you know, while working for London and stuff, doing like American hours. So my schedule's quite often fucked, you know? Weekend's always a little bit of a tricky time. So we just try and make the most of the time when, like, because obviously the way this goes is some very busy weekends, then some not so busy weekends. Or not so busy weeks, even. So you just try and min-max those 2 different ones. As we do go over to Shambali. Does she work? Yeah, she just works more of a standard Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 style job. So there is a bit of a clash there. So just need to make sure we make use of the evenings I have free and the weekends we do have free when I have them, you know? Alright, we're just fucking into it. Just fucking into it. They don't mess about, do they? This is where they got full held last time. And Toronto going to use the Zarya and the Genji to solve this one.
Unbelievable. Zarya Genji to crack NRG Shock's comp. Is this completely different approach to what they took yesterday, no? Full hold into full hold. They've decided this is their adaptation to getting full hold, is to just go all in, applying pressure to Ultraviolet and Cal. Cal, PG, Ultraviolet, they're all under going to be so much pressure, but Tree, he's going to be able to get crazy wall value. Unfortunately, PG, he goes down. Sugar Free, he dashes in, he gets the kill, and he dashes back out. NRG Shock falling by the wayside. Attack and PG both down. Insane mechanics from Sugar Free on display, going in and just hitting every shot that he needs to for a fast kill.
Yeah, no surprise to see a different approach, and it works immediately here. We'll see what NRG do in response. Do they have a different playstyle? We're going to keep the same heroes. So they're keeping the same heroes for now, but it's going to put a lot of pressure here. Maybe UV and Cal need to make sure they stay as close as they can. Tree can maybe try and mark for Genji a little bit more, but really hard with these bubble timings. It gives such great opportunities for Sugar Free. And if he hits these shots, he can cause serious damage time after time.
Yeah, I mean, someone already 60% towards a grab. He's gotten a lot of farm off of attack. But the nano boost for Ultraviolet, it's so close. Window comes out. Tree needs to be so careful. Being pushed inside, he actually will go down to a right click from someone. Nano boost comes out onto D.Va, but someone, he turns around and down goes attack. He does get merit, so there is still a chance here for the NRG Shock. But Ultraviolet, he's gone down too. Sugar Free, he's taken him. Oh, Cal as well. Someone, he is everywhere. Anyone that needs help, someone, he's 180ing. He's burning the NRG Shock, and this is rough. This is already much further into Shambali Monastery than we saw either team get yesterday. So I mean, it feels like completely undiscovered territory.
Yeah, brand new part of the map has just been revealed to us here, and Toronto are going to have a big bank of ultimates. Very efficient first point, only the window invested, so some kind of grav blade could be used together here. Tree has a few options, could even use his mail maybe defensively against the grav, make it harder for the follow-up. NRG would be taking some space. Attack looking to come through this window. Has to be careful though, because someone has a decent amount of residual energy here. It's going to be a bob to kick it off. Attack will disengage. Nares the blade over top. It is a defensive mail, but Sugar Free kills UV and escapes. He's robbed the bank. He's killed Vianna and gotten out. They'll lamp it back. It's Captive Sun to try and clutch from Cal. No triggers, but B keeps everyone safe anyway. It's just a single kill in all of this. It was Sugar Free who was behind, and Toronto, they are just storming forward.
NRG 2 versus 5, they've gone and invested every single ultimate. They're going for it right now. Sim swaps in spawn from tree to get people back into the mix faster. And there's the C9 grab coming out from someone they're not going to be able to touch because they can't get past this grab. This is disastrous for NRG Shock. They are beyond on the back foot. They are in spawn of third point. Insane to see that NRG Shock invested the Bob, invested the captive son. They tried so hard to hold on to the second point, and here they are now on third, nothing to show for it. Ult Snowball in place for Toronto Defiant as well. Another window online for RuPaul. Ultraviolet, he nearly has that nano boost, but there's nobody that can aggress with a nano anymore. Shock, they've gone to a real slow, back to the wall comp. Can we sustain through everything? Wait until Toronto push in and then counter their pushes.
The good news for Toronto is they have loads of time with which to do it, as PG is going to take off Vega's head. Wanted to go on the Zen there, but PG playing Guardian keeps Cal safe, and it's at least a good first one, but these should be the easier ones for NRG. and a Zen so good at controlling everything with the discords, the nades, so much pressure to control a large part of the map. But once Toronto start getting to these ult timings, this is when we'll see it get tricky for them.
Yeah, we just need to see Toronto now play slow, farm things up. If they swing now with the window, it will be easy for attack to go in with the nano boost. Vega pre-fighted? Come on. Typical
Twice.
Vega right there. Yeah, window from RuPaul does take down attack, and that's a favorable trade. Sugar Free is now slicing and dicing through the entirety of NRG Shock. Nano invested onto Tree. Tree does take down Merit with that nano boost. Takes down Sugar Free as well. The last hope for North America, really. Trying as he might to clutch, but we need a touch now. Cal on the Calcio. We've seen this at World Cup. Didn't go so well for him then. And now attack as well. It looks like he had to form just to get out of spawn. And that is going to be NRG Shock getting massively time banked here. 3 minutes and 16 for Toronto Defiant. This series, I mean, it's looking like a bit of a repeat of the Nightmare series from yesterday. NRG Shock and Nightmare, they've switched places.
The scary bit should be the ult timings, but I didn't mean the window. The window should have been the most manageable ult of the whole lot for NRG there, but they window swing, they go in with the bubbles, and Sugar Free just tearing them limb from limb here. I will be interested to see what Toronto decide to do on the defense here, because on attack, you can always swap to a bit of a counter comp, something that's very effective into what your opponent plays. But on the defense, you have to sort of take a gamble or just play something a little bit viable into everything here. The problem NRG Shock might run into is once they start going on to a comp they think's good into the Zarya, the Ramatra, the Lucio, suddenly are these the best heroes for attack or cow? Is this the best use of the roster we've got in? And to be fair, maybe it won't be that problem they solve, because Toronto Defiant, I'm pretty sure this was the comp they full held on yesterday, so they're going to do more of the same.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see something different from the NRG Shock. We see attack hovering the Zarya in spawn, but I mean, these support picks from Ultraviolet, from Cal, these look familiar. It looks like they are going to try and take the slow matchup right now. I'm just not confident in NRG Shock anymore, you know? We've seen too many stompy maps in a row. Helen and attack, they can only do so much to carry the boys, and it's looking so rough for NRG Shock now. Widow pick from Tree once again. He misses the shot on Sugar Free. We saw this yesterday too. Come on, mate, step it up. That second time, it was a little bit unrealistic to expect him to hit the shot. I'm gonna keep it $8. Yesterday, it was you know, he had a chance, but today there was nothing in the tank. There was no hope for that one. NRG Shock now, they are walking out. They are on the Ana Ilari Diva. Nano Boost turns will be their go signal. Until then, just press... Oh, for fuck's sake, PG, what are you doing? PG clearly wants to get back to streaming and interacting with the chat because he hard peaks in main and just dies to a bunch of spam from Sugar Free. And now Lenny, he's going to be able to float over aggressively.
Really easy one there. I guess a sub or something might have come in. It can happen. We know how it is, Max. It can happen. Now they're going to try and go through the alleyway instead here, but Vegas Nair will be able to get a lot of cleave on the swings here. Someone's still holding on to bubbles. Sugar Free is above. So much damage. There's that bubble timing. Defensive nade, but they just get demolished. This alleyway is so good for the defensive Pharah here. Sugar Free's going to get a billion damage, 80% to this barrage as well. Might even get another late kill onto Sugar Free. Onto Sugar Free, sorry, onto PGE. And attack gets back into mech.
Goodness, attack gets back in the mech just to donate another 600 HP to the gods.
I was worried they wouldn't have ults. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, no, thankfully now Toronto, they have a really healthy ult bank to play with. And PGE, you know, 36% of a bomb. Come on now. It's not looking good at all for the side of Energy Shock anymore. They're under so much consistent pressure. Someone getting slept up in the spawn, though, goes down. This could be the break that Energy Shock needed. But, you know, with the way that this map has been going, it feels like we are just prolonging the suffering rather than seeing a really winnable series here. Merrick goes down as well. PGE picking him from main as attack boops him into the sideline. And that is going to be the cart moving well past the first corner. Maybe Toronto Defiant, they're just going to play for this back hold, the back high ground now.
This is where they got the full hold from yesterday, but a bit of life finally for Energy, a bit of space. They have a nano to drop onto attack. Could always use it defensively. Toronto do have this scary timing. They have to worry about barrage. They have to care it. They're just trying to clear out on this Winston for now, though, and Rupal's gone for an aggressive play. Does hit onto Cow, and here comes the Primal. See you later. And now looking for more. They're still going for it, peeking through the room. Another sleep from UV does land an attack. He's done his job. Didn't even need the nano. He's got 2 trades from here. Someone will be able to get the D-Make hit. Attack wants to bomb, but he's naded on the way out, so this bomb does nothing but tree. It's just a dogfight, trade after trade for NRG, and this will favor the attackers. Someone's just gonna have to try and stabilize, play his own life.
Yeah, shades of Blizzard World there from attack getting those early picks, but unfortunately they're just not able to convert it. Toronto, their hold is too strong. Their grip on this point almost unbreakable, and now they have the premium positioning here at the back of the map. Bob comes in, catches Vega with the uppercut. Nanobruce comes out onto someone, but he does not connect with enough jump packs to secure a kill. Sugar Free, he's actually been slept out of his barrage, and now, I mean, you can see someone, he's in the backline, but he's probably going to go down. This could be the first point capped for Energy Shock. Cal committing the captive son as well. He really wants this. Merit actually trading out onto PG, but with the captive son popping inside, taking down RuPaul, this should be a cap now for Energy Shock.
Ends up being really pricey. I guess it was in response to the rally, and to be fair, everyone kind of just used every ult, so it's not an unreasonable situation at all here. NRG capture first. They get a chance to stretch their legs a bit onto second. Tree will have a postman for this next fight. We saw an insane snowball from Toronto and their side, and after a longer first cap, NRG have a bit of time to make up here, but for now they're just going to be holding this corner, taking what free push they can. But this window to top left, to the left of attack right now, is really difficult to deal with. Nade opportunities. You can see Rupal already looking to play in that area.
Yeah, this is nice forward positioning coming out from the NRG Shock, poking them so hard. Toronto Defiant suffering. PGE takes down Vega. Again, the school of Dongham. It reigns supreme. Cal catches someone as well. Merit, he wanted a trade, but he will get nothing for it. And now the cart, it's going to roll so far. This big, long, open stretch, this is going to be wonderful for the NRG Shock as well. Toronto Defiant, they're going to have to retake through some very difficult space. RuPaul manages to make it out alive, and Vega keeps him alive. You can see someone, he's actually jumped over to the right-hand side. He's setting up for this flank angle, and he is no longer going to need healing because he has the Primal Rage. You see he jumps onto the cart. He starts zoning everyone. PG is now completely split from his supports. Another jump comes through onto Ultraviolet, but UV, he hits the sleep. Wonderful sleep now from UV, but he's still being juggled. Despite the sleep, he still goes down to the Primal Rage and the dive from Sugar Free. Attack has traded out onto Lenny, though. Things are even right now. Toronto Defiant, they weather the storm. Attack, he bombs to Remake, but it's a 2v3. Toronto, they have the favorable respawns. How can Energy Shock possibly close this one out?
They're going to have to wait for the next fight, really, so at least attack doesn't get staggered out. And honestly, I feel like UV's hit every single sleep this on the attack so far, but still able to get the kill. Now a similar swap going out from Toronto. They've got someone onto the Zarya, but no Lucian this time to moving around, so he might actually be a little bit vulnerable here. Captive Sun is available, as is the Bob. Cow's going to go top right with it. They have some bubbles to deal with this and a whole lot of ults. There's the Bob. Captive Sun doesn't hit anyone, I think. I think it's a miss. Now the defensive rally from Vega. They're trying to deal with this Tracer. Cow can hold this angle, but they have to deal with a Nano Zarya in their face. But someone's so low, they eat the heals. Heals are eaten. Tank advantage now for NRG. This is their timing to swing. This is their timing to push. Asleep onto RuPaul puts them in big trouble. They'll clean up all these kills, and they're going to capture second. They're going to have a crack at third.
Insane kill there on someone. The Nano Zarya completely shut down by a D.Va composition. That is extremely unexpected. I suppose you have to put it down to the fact that Cal on the Alari, PGE on the Ashe, they can pump out so much damage. So if they focus all of their damage into the Zarya, attack eats the heals, they can get the kill. Now Toronto, though, you see they're making swaps over to the Genji to enable this Zarya even more. RuPaul over to the BAP. This is the comp that is hard countering the D.Va double flex. Lenny, all he needs to do is close the gap on the Genji, and it will be okay for Toronto Defiant. Merrick gets the early pick onto PG, and you can see Toronto, they're just muscling forward. Someone already 80% to this grab. It's going to be so hard to push into that.
It was really difficult. There was a timing, if they'd got a good fight there was a timing where Toronto weren't quite close to the grab, didn't have too much else because of all the hero swaps, and had the nano, but now someone has the grab. He could use this aggressively to trade backline. He could just try and use it to shut down any kind of nano diva attempt. It's a bubble invo onto UV, pressure comes on, PG hits the shot, Vega was doubling down, someone's walking into the backline, he hits a big old grab, and sugar-free Merit, they're going to claim all the kills here. They did drop the nano, a late trade onto someone would deny the energy, so not the worst thing in the world here. And wait, maybe Attack and PG are just going to kill everyone. This is not just not the worst thing in the world, this is actually pretty goddamn good.
Somehow PG even manages to get the kill on Sugarfree. They trade out 1-for-1, and a 2 versus 5 from the NRG Shock. PG and Attack deciding that they will simply do it themselves. Absolutely unreal stuff from the NRG Shock to keep them in the running for this map. Toronto Defiant, they have the window so close to so many ults. If NRG Shock can't close this one fast, the ult swing is going to be deadly for them. Cal has that Captive Sun. Dash comes on for Sugarfree, and you can see the Captive Sun answers back. It splashes onto everyone. If they can kill this lamp before capping it, it will be huge. Oh no, Tree, he's with that crucial pulse. He doesn't have the recall, and now it's looking like a disaster for NRG Shock. That Captive Sun, it looked like it had so much promise, but the lamp was perfect. Vega did not go down when the Captive Sun was popped, and NRG Shock, I mean, they are doomed here for this map. 10 seconds left on the clock, only Tree left to touch. Can they possibly do it? Ults down, players down, no touch.
The best look we've seen so far for NRG, but still ultimately left a good amount short. Really, really dominant display from Toronto here. And so far, they've been taken to 2 of the maps they had massive problems on yesterday. And they've not had massive problems at all. They've been incredibly dominant. So for comp swaps, for changes, everything's working for Toronto so far.
Yeah, it's been a real uphill battle for NRG Shock this time around. Seems like Toronto, they found solutions to all of the things that they were struggling with yesterday. Perhaps for their first game of the day versus Nightmare, you know, they got to warm up a little bit. They got to face some of the same challenges. But now, I mean, it's not looking so good for NRG Shock. Infected actually in my chat apologizing. Apologizing for what, Infected? You know, you had heart, son. You had heart.
Yeah, no need to apologize. You gave it a fair crack.
I had $500 more billion on the outcome of your game. You should be sorry, you little fucker. Callow W deleted the message. It's okay. Everyone involved in all of the matches today appear to be just in the chat, staying busy. Cal loses his map, and 10 seconds later he's in the Twitch chat looking to see what's being said about him. It's insane. He gets to clock off now. I guess it's a rack attack map coming up for map 4. So that's a little bit of early insight into the 4th map.
Exclusive.
Let me out of here. Yep, Cal always supporting my maker, finally acknowledging that I did in fact make you despite not spending any time on the team at the same time that you joined Gladiators. Perfect. Alright, someone say ads and slop?
It's that time. Oh. Alright, more water. I'm drinking so many liquids. I've talked so much. We're not going to have marbles time. They start so quickly. Alright, let's do a quick ad. Quick ad and a quick water. We can make it work. Oh.
How we looking? We're looking AFK. I guess Xavier's getting a drink or something, you know? There he is. I can hear him. I can hear him clopping around in the background. Toronto Defiant versus NRG Shock. NRG Shock are going to take it to a really classic on a brig map for the final matchup, potentially. This is a good map for both teams, but I mean, it seems that there's no flavor NRG Shock prefers at this point. They've lost in basically every matchup. They don't want to take Amalgam Mirror. I don't think they can. They think they could have taken us to Flashpoint, and they've instead opted to take us to an Arna Brig Mirror map where double flex is viable. So this is a little bit interesting from NRG Shock. You can see NRG Shock there, they're going to go for the Ash Farah variant of this comp, whereas Toronto, they're going to stick it out with the Tracer. Sugar Free working his way into the map now, up on the side, not able to get anything significant done at the moment. Why not Blizzard World? Nobody knows, Daniel. Not your choice though, right? You just have to wait and receive it. Hello, Xavier.
Hey, I'm back just in time. No rest for the Wicked, and Kellen will be getting some rest, so I guess he is not the Wicked in this occasion. Big opening pick for Toronto. Sleep as well. Just by a bit of space, but UV under so much pressure here. He will fall as well. They'll clean up everything here, and Toronto going to get a swift first point off the back of this. They've not started capping yet, though, so I mean, an outside chance at a recontest, but it'll be a tough one.
Telling me streaming, there is no recontest coming here for the side of NRG Shock. Way too late on those respawns. We're going to see now they're just going to hold for the second point. Scissors making the swap over to the Tracer as well, perhaps wanting a little bit more car control for second point. On first, you can get away with no car control. You have really good sightlines of the objective the whole time. But here on second, you're going to want a little bit of ping pong. You're going to want a little bit of cart contest. If they stayed on that double flex comp, maybe it would just be a fear of the cart rolling away from them. And maybe Scissors a little bit less confident on the Farah going up against a hit scan freak like Merit.
Sugar Free going to run into a Tracer on the left-hand side here. Tries to interrupt it to someone, but won't catch anything for this. Cart's still rolling for free right now. They will be able to stop it once it gets up to this final corner. And again, Sugar Free just bullying out Scissors here. Force onto the back foot, and we're going to get this nano engage very soon. Could also start with a Captive Sun. Could just throw both in if they really want here. Put significant pressure on the NRG Shock back line.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Ultraviolet can make something happen here with the Nano Boost. Captive Sun comes out from Vega. Looks like it has caught the backline of the NRG Shock. Nano Boost comes out onto Rack Attack. Tree goes down to that Captive Sun. And I mean, NRG Shock, they need a trade. They get the opposite of a trade. They actually get 3-4 more dead players. And that's going to be the floor wiped with NRG Shock. Their recontest for second point is now in peril. Their spawn is very close, so there is a chance that it is already so dicey for them. We can see someone setting up incredibly far forward, trying to block the touch, trying to make things difficult. It looks like Scissors has had his recall force, and now it's going to be on Kellen to get the touch. Primal Rage in the spawn, meaning the tree is wiped. It's going to be a cap. 5 minutes for third point. Kellen gets the kill on Sugar Free, but it doesn't matter. Someone takes down UV, and already they're on the run. Tails between their legs. Not to suggest that they're furries or anything. They don't have tails. It's just a figure of speech. Toronto Defiant rolling through the third point now.
An absolute steamroll so far. Plenty of time left. Still haven't used this nano, so they've got that one for the next fight. Kellen has a primal, Rack has a rally, so they've got all the tools to deal with this and stabilize here NRG, but they need an almighty stabilization and then just to hold strong for the rest of it. More free push coming through for someone. We'll roll this one forward. Plenty of opportunity now for Toronto to pick their next timing. Is a top left hold, as you'd expect. There's that nano timing. Nade doesn't connect. They rally in exchange, so the NRG backline will survive this one. Someone happy just with that trade will jump back out. 1-for-1 trade, really not too bad at all for the defenders here.
Yeah, I mean, look, the defenders, they're going to find optimism in anything at this point, because for 4.5 minutes still left on the clock for third point. And, you know, oh god, anti-lands on tree. He has to coach gun back. Pulse bomb blocked by Rack Attack. It does go wide for Sugar Free. Someone jumping out, getting the farm. You can see Kellen primaling in the spawn. Actually manages to secure the kill with Ultraviolet onto Vega. So that is going to be the cart stopped up finally for NRG Shock. So much time still to work with for the side of Toronto Defiant, but this is the beginning of a hold. Backs to the wall, and NRG Shock, they plant the flag in the sand. They say, let's not go anymore. Let's actually start holding you here.
Nano in the hands of UV for this next one as well. As long as Kellen and Scissorston keep finding dive value here, they can have a chance. Nano jump comes in, pressure onto Merit. They all get out. They're also low. Sleep just in time. A single bar of HP. They're so low, the Toronto backline, but they live. Rack does at least finish Vega, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, but still a chance now for Toronto to start moving forward. Someone's looking for the dive on the backline. Nearly has his primal. Pressure onto them. Has the primal. And actually, he wants Tree is separated. He will get taken down now. The primal. He's turned his attention to Kellen, actually. Pushes him back into spawn. They're all zoned right now. Now trying to get a late kill onto Rack if he can. Trying to stop him going into the spawn for Sleep just in time. Does save him. And now someone might be too deep. Is naded. Is antied. Trying to run away. 200 HP. Captive Sun in over top. Now they can't save someone. This Bob is going to buy them valuable time and space. Oh, Nano Bob. Oh, it's a Bob off on point. Oh.
Yeah, no, the most exciting thing all map is a Bob shooting at another Bob, but one has a Nano, because it is looking like Toronto, another massive time bank. NRG Shock, we might as well clock off here, because it's so clear to me that Toronto is going to be taking this tournament. So unfortunate that NRG Shock today have had the floor absolutely mopped with them, because God, yesterday's match, it was so close. It was such a good win for NRG Shock. And then today, Nightmare's match versus Toronto Defiant, it was a 5-map dogfight, but unfortunately Toronto, they're only capable of 1 close match per day, and then they just lock in and start dominating. Give us something to work with here.
It's such a daunting prospect now for NRG. They reverse swept yesterday, but yesterday's series felt so different, right? The Shambali, even though Toronto won it and went 2-0 up in the series, it was a full hold, right? They looked vulnerable. They looked unsure in times. We saw mistakes from someone a lot in that. We saw NRG making outplays quite a lot. But now, it's just an Anna Brig mirror. Toronto, one of their favourite matchups. They'll start on Alari as well again. And it's such a tall ask right now. The thing is, I don't even feel like NRG individually, like Kellen's played well. I thought UV's had a good game. But Toronto today have just been on fire. We'll get the grapple coming out from Tree early on here. Maybe there'll be a nice little gift for him. Will be a damage boosters one as well, courtesy of Rack. They need something. They need a bit of luck to get him off the ground here. Dynamite out the spawn. Tree. Was it nade opportunity there? Goes, well, oh, for goodness sake. Luckily, they can res him.
Can't keep getting away with this now. Things are not looking good at all for NRG Shock. Quick death for Tree. Thankfully, that res is nice and easy to get off. But good grief. I mean, we need something exciting here, Xavier. We need something to keep us interested. I'm thinking of throwing some Subway Surfers up on the broadcast, actually.
They're going to come through main here. Oh, Scissors is down. All right, now they're going to walk forward, try and get more of the kills. Taken out of the air is Tree, and NRG look like they might just even have a trouble getting out of spawn here. Someone is already at the door, gatekeeping them here. This time he gets away, not the same punish as Shambali, and oh boy, it's going to end with a whimper, maybe more than a bang.
Unfortunately, it is looking that way. I have spiced up my stream now with a little bit of Subway Surfers for the end of the series, because what is the point of watching the rest of this, as it is just a total wash for the side of NRG Shock. Toronto Defiant cleaning up, and I mean, what's even the point? What's even the point? 3-0, massive time bank for the final map, and Toronto, I mean, they're just spawn camping. So who even cares? Yeah, I'll shrink it down a little bit. It's taking up a little bit too much space. Nanobris comes out onto Kellen. No kill conversion as of yet. Vega getting taken so low, but Ultraviolet taken down by the Pulse Bomb. So come on now. I mean, what are we going to do with that? Again, Sugar Free. He hasn't missed an impactful Pulse Bomb in this series. Again and again, they need the kill. Sugar Free delivers. Nano turn for Kellen, coming up with nothing. No marbles whatsoever. I might actually boot up that marbles game too and start playing that at the same time, because we need more content here. We need something to make this map 4 interesting.
We finally found the thing that will push Unter to engage with marbles. It took a lot. It took 4 days of continuous streaming and a complete 4-0 to finish it. NRG, they're trying to walk in here. They're trying to muster the courage. But Toronto, they're not giving them anything. We'll at least back up to the next choke. Rupal on the far high ground. Nade comes in. Nade connects. Captive Sun connects. Rack in trouble. Backline has been deleted. The good news, though, Hunter? Only
a
1.5 minutes
until I
left.
get to go home.
Not that we're clock watching here and looking for the end of our shift, but
No, definitely not clock watching in the slightest. I mean, I'm surprised that it's not you that's actually looking for the easy way out here, given you've probably slept for about 2 hours in the past 36, the poor bastard. He gets the OWCS first, and then he is morally and legally obliged to stay online for as long as possible to milk those advertiser bucks for every cent that his viewers is worth. I don't have any more layers on demand that I can throw up, and I'm far too lazy to add anything new. So you're going to have to deal with what you've got on the stream right now. Corn Swolio with a first-time message in the chat, the message being Corn Swolio. So that's great. That's a good opener. I like that. Good cold opener. Often I start with my own name as the first-time message as well. Incredibly good opening message from Corn Swolio. Cheers to that, brother. Hope you're enjoying the match as someone pulls out the Primal Rage, Merit on the Echo to win North American OWCS for the third fucking time in a row. Could it get less interesting than this?
It's the same as stage 2, right? You see the upset, Toronto go down to the lower bracket, then they come back and just pound in the grand finals. Tree will be going Widow. They need something. They need a bit of a miracle pick. They do have a nano advantage, so 10 seconds and a chance. But here comes Merit on the Echo, and maybe Merit Echo will be the final nail in this NRG-shaped coffin.
All right, folks, NRG Shocker touching the point right now, just prolonging the suffering. I'm actually going to run some ads over this, so you don't even have to see the defeat screen come up. No, I won't run ads just yet. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the broadcast. Unfortunate that we had to go out in such a disappointing fashion, but you know, sometimes that's just what you get. I'll say goodbye to you now, Xavier. I think we've had enough. You deserve bed. I'm just going to say goodbye to my stream. Call it a day.
Oh, yeah, good night, Max. Good hustle.
Good morning. Actually, I got a full day ahead of me. Good night to you.
Yes, I'm
gonna try and fix my. Now that the matches are over, I'm gonna try and fix my sleep. So instead of going to bed during the day, I'm gonna try and stay up till 10 or 11 o'clock at night tonight and get back on track.
Yeah. All right,
Time for you to never stream again? Perhaps hard stuck. But if you want me to stay subbed, you know, give me money now and maybe I'll feel an investment, a need to come back, become friends or something. I don't know. All right, see you, Zav.
See you, man. Oh, all right. We've done it. We've gone all the way. All the way. Beat the mid-fight allegations. I mean, come on. Come on. Couple of close series. Toronto always on top. AMD processors. Perfect internet from Bell. How are you meant to conquer that, right? No way to conquer such a thing. And this was an exciting game. Stop lying to me. Stop the lying. But yeah, you are right, Evan. We shouldn't let this ruin what has actually been an outrageously good weekend of Overwatch, right? The last match was a disappointment, but hey, we've seen NA Grand Finals before, right? We've seen NA Grand Finals before, but the entire weekend, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, ironically, this might have been one of the more boring series we've watched all weekend. You can see here as we get highlights of Vega killing a Bob. End on a good note with marbles. It's too fun. There's no way. No. Come on, guys. We are in hour 40 of the stream. We pretend Nightmare versus Toronto was the grand finals. One more marbles. Come on. 40 hours in. 40 hours in. Maybe we're going to have to draw a page out of Unter's playbook here. Maybe for the right amount of gifted, we can get marbles going. Surely there has to be something in it for me. There we go. Thank you, Craftwise. To Peacenham. There we go. That's like a £5. £60 an hour. Yeah, but only if I work the hour, Joby. Another 100 channel points. Timeout.
Well, so let's hear
Why
it
is he?
from the
Why
man
would you get
himself,
time him out for
RuPaul
that?
joining us.
How does this work?
Dominance
Oh, probably.
established once
Thank you
again.
so much. All
What
right.
is up, RuPaul?
Okay.
What is up?
We'll do-
Talk to us. What was the vibe check
We'll
hitting
do
today?
the RuPaul interview.
Okay, honestly.
Listen to my Toronto colleague. What a time for a hype train. Thank you, probably.
Oh, okay. And I do think I was like thinking a lot about the NRG match. So then we went into Nightmare and had a really close, like really fun match. I think that was like the most fun match I've had since like EWC. Even in like scrims, like yeah, it's been like pretty easy for us, and we haven't really been challenged at all. So it was fun playing those 2 map 5s. And then going into the grand finals, I mean, we were really confident, but I didn't think it was going to be that easy. So we just kind of coasted along.
So what
I mean,
went
true,
wrong
yeah.
yesterday then? You know, you went to map 5 against NRG Shock, and like you were up 2-0, but it was a pretty shocking reverse sweep, you know, like losing that lead. So like, what ended up happening in that matchup, you think, lessons you took with you into today against the rematch?
I think like that team's like playstyle NRG, they're not really good at pushing. They're really good at like playing back and like baiting. And I think one of the things we did wrong was we didn't shoot their tank a lot. So in the previous match, the map 5 against NRG, like Kellen was really free, and because of that, we were just like perma dead, like on cooldown. But this match, he actually couldn't do anything. Like I was free like the whole match. It felt pretty easy.
Yeah, it looked like that. You know, and RuPaul, you guys have been on top of NA for quite a while now, pretty much the whole year here.
The triple
in
for
OWCS, it's
Toronto.
fair to
The
say.
back to back
But,
to
you know,
back.
I think it is also, we got to give credit to teams like NRG and Nightmare for pushing you guys. What has it been like to see this, for you guys, this is, I mean, I know you're still the champion and in such a dominant grand finals, but to see maybe some competition rising up in NA, some of these new rosters coming together. How do you see them now? I guess looking forward to stuff like international competitions. Are you excited to see what other rosters can bring? Although, seems now to say clearly in second place to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's really fun because, I mean, before, yeah, there was just no competition. I'm not gonna lie.
No one good got a
yesterday
sub?
was the first day that
Sad
our team
engine
reviewed,
chat.
like anything. We didn't review a single.
Oh my god.
Since EWC,
I
we
can't
haven't done
believe
any
that.
review. We've just like done like
Oh my
2 scrims a day, and that like we've been scrimming EU as well. And I'm gonna be the one to say I'm pretty sure we reached the point where NA is better than EU. That's what I'm feeling.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
All right.
Nah.
All right.
Toronto are better than EU, I think.
I mean, you can put that
I don't know
to the
about
test
NA
in
better than
Stockholm,
EU.
but we can't wait to see that. For now, though, you remain the kings of NA in a dominant fashion as well. RuPaul, thank you so much, and once again, congrats.
Thank you.
That was RuPaul from Toronto.
All right, then.
Defiant.
I guess you know what time it is. Would they be below TM? Nah, but not below TM. I think they'd be below SSG and ENTS would be my guess. I mean, maybe not SSG right now. Maybe VP. Let me mute this. Don't need that. Don't need this at all anymore. Not too shabby for a bunch of plumbers. Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a shame in the finals, right? But it's not a bad start of a tournament, right? Not a bad first tournament with the new look roster. Weren't prepped for the counter comps. I mean, this happens quite a lot when you play like the good teams, right? You beat them once and then they go away, they look at it, they come back with a solution, but it's your turn to get rolled again. But it seems like they came out with like a load of new compositions and all of this stuff. Yeah, the Zarya stuff, kind of hard to deal with. Should have played the VP comp. I mean, they did swap to it, to be fair. I did swap to it, but it was like too late. Very happy that he didn't retire. I mean, yeah, team seems lots of promise, right? I think Jake was saying it in the interview when he was talking to RuPaul. And the kind of sentiment was very much that actually North America, way more interesting than it was otherwise. They have double for circuit points to the next one, do they? SSG got 3-0 today? Yep. Yep. What is happening? Yeah, EMEA. The power seems to be shifting. North America. Toronto remaining top, but teams are creeping closer. And I think it's fair to say that, like, yeah, NRG and Nightmare making this a much more interesting region than maybe it had been in the first half of the year. At least at the very top. Not started, Quack. Not started. Let's get this show on the road then so I can get to bed. Which one haven't we played? Clean Up Crusade. No dying on that one, though. It's 10 minutes. No, it's 10 seconds. Let's not do that one, Ben. Harbinger of the Void. Racing Abandoned Abduction. Okay. Run a long one for real. Alright. Exclamation mark play if you want to play. I don't know if anyone's interested in playing. Alright, there is some funky stuff going on there. So we'll do normal rules. We'll do normal rules. You're mildly intrigued. Normal rules are winner gets VIP for a week. Loser, if you die, you're safe, but if you lose, as in you're the furthest person back when the race ends, then you are timed out for an hour. Or maybe 10 minutes. I mean, to be fair, the stream's going to end very shortly after this, so it's not a bad time to get timed out. Okay. Are we ready then? Starting 10-second countdown. Any more for any more. You are literally going to sleep. Yeah, the timeout's going to be make it a month. It's going to be a week timeout. All right. You're the executioner, Mampino. We get the drop. Uza, strong lead. Oinkles. Oh, Mapino. Big PP man in the lead for now. Oh, stuck on the first corner. It's actually, it's good old Slugger Onions trying to race into the front, but they slow down. Getting caught in a lot of these bobbles. Big PP man. Strong round the corner here. Joby in hot pursuit. But Big PP man has now mounted a substantial lead, but these spinners can change everything. Oh, Big PP man, he fucks up the corner. Oh, it's a mess at the corner and his magic manx through. Quackaroony in question. Oh! Wait. Aru has taken the speed boost out. Aru. Big speed boost now. Oh, the corner again. Causing issues for people. And it's Steven Treble 1. Mapino in the front. Mapino coming through. I actually can't give Mapino VIP because he's a mod. So Mapino will be holding the lead. Oh, Slugger Onions off. Chiropi off. Mapino just slamming ahead for Posh Scouser. Hot pursuit. Oh, we're losing a lot of people here. Ramon in the bin. Champion of EMEA, but a marbles loser. Mapino stays in the lead. There's still a lot more to happen. The lead can change hands. Versus Posh Scouser. Scouser? I don't know why I started doing a Sean Connery impression. Mapino still clinging onto the lead now, but the gap has certainly closed between him and the chasing pack. More people dying, more people falling off. Mapino now bobbling forward, coming through, avoids the box. Oh no, stuck in the second box. Oh, but this box is causing all sorts of problems. Mapino just about getting through all of these. Mapino's going to hit every single box on the way down, it seems. One more box. Oh, skims that one, actually. Dodging a fair few, Mapino. And actually, everyone else is having more problems than Mapino is. Oh no, this final box slows him down for a second. Now the drop into the spinner. There's a chance for a speed run here if he can find the hole. Find the timing straight through for Mapino. An unbelievable run. One more spinner. Oh, it's not a bad run at all. Mapino smoking his competition right now. Oh, it's a one-horse race. It's a one-horse race. He's going to get slowed down on the curb. There are people getting some speed boost from this spinner. That could help, actually. W-Ange trying to be in the closing pack. Some W-Anges in the chat for W-Ange, of course. Mapino now to navigate the maze. Navigates the maze. Mapino, a master of this course. Not a single obstacle can slow him down. One more time round the corner. One more time round the bend. Just has to do this loop. And look at this. A significant lead. The chasing pack is trying to catch up. There's a couple more obstacles. There seems to be a speed boost thing here that no one has taken use of. Mapino straight through all the bobbles. Is there anything that can slow this man down? He's into the spinner. He's gone straight through it. He's already at the bottom. Needs a little bit of a helping hand now. He catches the perfect helping hand. Oh, unbelievable from Mapino. A real masterclass here. Moss Wizard, W-Ange, Lucas, Craftwise. All in the chase. Everyone's getting slowed down now in these Ferris wheels. Oh, it's a photo finish for second. It's Moss Wizard who clinches it. 47 seconds left. Let's see who's at the back. Or probably Fellini. Probably has the lead now. Lord Kuma struggling a little bit here and probably actually got a pretty good run through the stoppers here. Will be okay. Fellini goes round into the slope. Now just can anyone catch up in the spinners here? And actually... probably in Fellini. Probably he's going to get out first. Fellini just afterwards, I think. Oh, Fellini messes up on... oh, he's messed up on all of these. Oh, no, Fellini. 13 seconds. Can he even finish? 10 seconds. Fellini will finish, but still finish last. Mapino. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 12 seconds off the clock. Salutes, of course, for Fellini. Salutes, of course. Guys, whenever we do one, you always say one more. It can't always be a one more situation. Can't always be a one more situation. I deserve sleep. I agree, Blackers. All right, two more. No. Mapino out on top. We got a week timeout. That was the last one. No VIP given out. We've given out so many VIPs craft-wise with a sub to Sinjay. Thank you, craft-wise. It was rigged. It wasn't rigged. You saw Mapino. What do you get, Mapino? I don't know. You get Monday and Tuesday off. Monday and Tuesday off is what you get. Oh. All right. I think it's time. It's time. Free uncoachable bikini. I could make an uncoachable bikini, but I'm really skeptical how many people would go for it. I'm going, Max. I'm going. We got 5 gifted for one last race. We're on our way, Max. I just need to find somebody to host, and then we're gone. You are struggling? No pay piggies? Is that what you call? Is that what the sub gang is called? Let's call it. This is it. This is the final one. You call them parasocial friends? You must have made a lot of friends. You're Hunter's best friend? That's good. Alright, who's streaming? 300 mates right now? That's pretty good. All you and your buddies. Who are we raiding then? Oh wait, did I tell you, Max? I kind of egoed it. But did you get a knock while we were casting from Quartz? You don't see anything? I don't know if it comes through for both of us, but he knocked me, but it was while we were like mid-map, so I just let it go. And then I think he started playing Valorant. What? But the problem is it's like on the wrong voice thing, so I egoed Quartz, unfortunately. I'll send him a DM. Because it was during one of the good series still in like EMEA, you know? You think I should have just answered the call? There's always next time. Where are we going then? Space? Space did raid me the other day. What's happened to the BAME 1 stream? I don't even follow BAME 1 on Twitch. What's happening on the BAME 1 stream? Start the moving process? Alright, good night. Good night, Hunter. Good hustle. What's BAME up to? You want BAME?
More rivers.
He's the GOAT. Night. I'm gonna give it to Space. Support for charity stream? I know Space one though, you know? Need to hook Space up. Oh, you guys and your charity. Alright, we can do it. We can do it. Anything that gets me out of here, honestly. I do want to say thank you so much.